Let's get nasty on a Tuesday. Yeah. I was going to go, let's get nasty at 2:03.
Well,
Time check brought to you by Clarkson Jewelers.
It would have worked.
I mean,
It would have.
Would have worked.
He's a man of habit, though. You know, if he changes up the way he does things, are you cooking?
I feel like I'm a cheeseburger at McDonald's right now.
Start spinning, man. What is wrong?
I didn't do that for.
I did leave it up a little high. That's
A little bit.
Oh, yeah, it is a little bright.
I got to get my flip shades on.
Yeah.
I'll turn.
Thank you, Carey.
All right, let's get nasty on a
What
Tuesday.
Anthony says about you. You're a good dude. What?
Who?
No, let's get nasty.
Yeah,
remember?
let's get nasty on a Tuesday. Cardinals, Mets, tonight. Entrance survey. Let's do it. For better or worse, which starter do you guys have under the microscope in this series? Tonight, you got Dustin May. Wednesday, Andre Palante. And then Thursday, Hunter Dobbins.
Well, that would be the obvious one, right?
That would be the obvious one. Yeah.
Well,
Excited to see him pitch.
Oh, hot dog.
Again. Yeah.
Got to be Hunter.
I guess could we make it, since Dobbins is kind of the poster child for this question, could we make an argument for all three? For example, Dustin May has pitched well of late.
Yes.
So can he continue to elevate his teammates and his team with the way he has thrown? Andre Palante.
I'm not putting him under the microscope anymore. I'm not.
He's in the circle of trust.
Not. I don't know if he's in circle of trust, but I feel like every time he's in a series, we're always doubting him. And all he's done all season long, he's had a couple
If I may.
You sure? Absolutely.
If I may.
Yeah.
Now, you, sir, just said he's pitching and performing well. In every series, we doubt him. I would
just keep doubting him?
Yeah, because some people thrive on being doubted. They need that chip on their shoulder. They need to turn on the radio at 2:03 on a
Jordan,
Tuesday.
Palante.
Yeah, there's like one and the same.
Yeah.
Some people call them the same.
Gotcha.
And I took that personally. Like, he might need to listen to our show before he gets started and hear the doubt. And that's the thing that fuels him to be as great. Now, if you start praising him, he ain't got nothing to go off of. He's just going out there lollygagging, and he's happy. And who the hell wants a happy pitcher?
Yeah.
I want a pitcher that's spewing venom and fire. Because he's pissed off of what Jamie Rivers said at 2:06 on a Tuesday in St. Louis on the fast lane. If you're not listening, I don't know what you're doing.
Can I try again?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, so my guy under the microscope is Palante. In my opinion, he's one game away from being DFA. You know, if he doesn't show me something in this series against the Mets, you send him wherever the hell you want. I don't care.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Croatia.
Jamie's been there. He barely made it back, though.
You're right.
And he might not have came back with all of him.
Yep. Some would say he didn't come back.
Yeah. It might not actually be Jamie.
I mean,
so he might have been like one of the first clones ever.
We've wondered.
I had somebody a couple of weekends ago talking about, they're going on a great vacation and they're going to Croatia. I said, don't do it. Don't do it. And they said, no, we're going up and down the coast. I'm like, okay, the coast.
Oh, yeah, coast beautiful.
Very good.
Beautiful this time of year.
Once you get like 100 yards off the coast, don't go any deeper into.
Some stuff there. Yeah.
Gotta be careful, man. You're going,
Yeah.
Tour guides might want to take you places you're not supposed to be. Be safe. But be careful out there.
So Hunter Dobbins got his first major league save by pitching 3 2/3 innings of 1-run ball on Sunday against the Cubs. So this was actually his previous start, so not this last time. So when he did get called up, came into a 5-0 game, 6 and through came into the game in the 6 of a 5-0 game and threw 61 pitches to finish it, allowing only an Alex Bregman homer along the way. He's got really good stuff. We've talked about this before. It's why Ali Marmol's going to move him into the starting rotation, and I'm excited to see him pitch on Thursday against a Mets team that, the salary's there. Big spending team, but the results just haven't been. And a lot of their guys have not hit well. And this has been a team that has vastly underachieved at 29-36. So I'm excited to see Dobbins pitch. And Marsh, I know you are too. You're a big Dobbins guy.
Yeah, I'm excited to watch him pitch. But for me, when it comes to these three starters, I'm looking at Dustin May Not so much because of what he is doing, but more so what the team is doing when he pitches. So he hasn't recorded a win since April 21st, which came against the Marlins. And the team itself has only won one game in his 6 starts dating back to the start of May. Mm-hmm. So I don't know if it's an offense thing. Maybe they just don't like him enough. That's a joke, by the way. But, out of the 6 starts that he has made, you've only won one game. But I feel like he's been pitching well. You would think that you would get more W's in that time frame. Mm-hmm. So that's what I'm looking out for tonight. Does the offense show up for Dustin May? He's given up roughly like 3 runs a game, give or take. Dating back to the start of May. He's striking guys out. Struck out 9 in his last time out against Texas. The time before that against Milwaukee, had the no-hitter. Also struck out 9 guys. Should have won that game. So I'm more so looking at the team itself when he pitches. Can you capitalize on a good outing from Dustin May?
There you go. For better or worse, which position player do you guys have under the microscope heading into the series?
Ooh. Still with Lars Nootbaar. I want to see how he's responding. I think one of the things when you come back from injury, they always want to see after you play a game how you feel the next day. Are you able to play multiple games in a row? Is there swelling? Is there pain? Are you okay to play at the level needed to play every single day? So where he's batting in the lineup is what I want to see, and how well he's continuing to play, even if he can play every single day.
Mm-hmm. Jamie?
Yeah, man. Under the microscope, probably Nathan Church.
That's where I was leaning.
Probably Nathan Church. When I think about this, you're coming back from injury. They've made a very aggressive move, sent Victor Scott down to Memphis, and it's Nathan Church time, so I'll be watching what he's doing.
Yeah, I was leaning toward Nathan Church as well, just because of that move with Victor Scott. Not that I'm expecting Nathan Church to either, play great or play poorly. It's just he is under the microscope by virtue of the move with Victor Scott going back to Memphis. And I do think that, look, Victor Scott has been struggling big time. So you insert Nathan Church back into this lineup. We already know he could play center field. We already know he's got good speed. We already know he's got a better arm than Victor Scott. So what does his offense do to this lineup? And he doesn't have to be Jordan Walker. He doesn't have to be, prime Albert Pujols in order for this offense to receive a boost from his addition. He just has to be better than Victor Scott, and that's not a high hurdle to clear. So I'm intrigued to see, maybe not necessarily what Nathan Church does in and of himself, but what he brings to this lineup if he can merely hit at a league average player.
I want to see Nelson Velasquez too. I want to see him get more opportunities. I think he's been doing a really good job. So kind of seeing how that whole scenario sorts itself out now. You got Nelson. I'm sure he will play on the days where Herrera is catching. He's probably your DH. I would assume. What do I know? Mm-hmm. But I would assume that takes place. And then, if he does get some of those reps in left field when Lars needs a day off, or you shift Lars over to center field, I'm interested to see how that whole left field, center field works out for everyone.
Yeah. Marsh?
One guy that I was looking at was Mason Wynn. We talked about him just maybe not having the offensive season that he would like or that we would like, but he got the day off on Sunday. The game before had 2 hits and 5 at-bats, so maybe he continues to hit a little bit better heading into this series. So I think there's just a lot of players that you could really circle. Obviously, Nolan Gorman. He's a hot topic of discussion. Can he not strike out as much? Can that power show up? I think those are questions that we're all asking every single series. So, but that's kind of a given, right?
Yeah.
Like, at what point is he going to show up?
Mm-hmm. All right. What's your number one question about the Cards heading into this series?
Can they keep it up? Can you keep playing at this level? Again, you're playing outstanding. This team has been one of the best surprises, I think, of the Major League Baseball this season. Right now, we talked about it yesterday, you're 4th in the National League in record. Dodgers, Braves, Brewers, you're 2nd in the division, 1st in the wild card. Like, you're playing at an extremely high level. Can you keep it up? Mm-hmm. Like, that's going to be the question, all season long. till you get to the end of the year, and then it's going to be, well, what now? But can you continue to play at this high level? Can Jordan Walker continue to play at an MVP caliber level? JJ Wetherholt, like, is Lars back? What is Herrera doing? All of those things. Can we keep it up at the same level?
Jamie?
Go ahead, Marshy. I'm still thinking.
Marshy?
Well, I think you saw this past series, the Cardinals completely outplayed the Reds, right? Just from the amount of walks, the amount of errors, hits, all that stuff. They completely outplayed the Reds. That's why they swept them. You know, can you be as fundamentally sound, better fundamentally sound than the Mets? Now, the Mets are in last place in their division, but they're 7-3 in their last 10. So it's not like they're playing terrible baseball compared to what they were doing at the beginning of the season. They're playing better baseball, but can you be more fundamentally sound and take advantage when you can? And can you beat Freddie Peralta, a guy that's, you know, had your number for a few years now?
Johnny's brother.
Yeah, I'm going to go to the Cards offense. Can the Cards keep their offense going? Because although the Mets have not had a good season, their starting rotation has been pretty solid here of late. And, you know, you put up 22 runs in your last series against the Reds. Let's see what you can do here against the Mets. The objective is to get to the bullpen as fast as you can. But you got to still continue to create some offense because those starters, like Freddie Peralta being one of them, it's not going to be easy.
I'm going to combine what I said about Nathan Church into this one because it is kind of my biggest question. With Victor Scott struggling as much as he was offensively, what does merely, and I'm not saying Nathan Church is a league average bat or will give you that sort of production, but if he does simply give you a league average bat, what it does for the offense, given the fact that Victor Scott was downright awful in most offensive categories. So what does Church's addition to the lineup mean for the Cards? All right, your prediction in the series, Jamie?
2 out of 3 for the Cards.
Same.
I think 2 out of 3 makes sense for the Cardinals.
Give me a sweep.
Same.
For the Cardinals. Cardinals sweep.
Oh, yeah, you didn't know you were going there. Being a New York guy that you are.
Oh, stop it.
He is from New York.
I'm from Detroit, Chicago, San Jose, Michigan.
New York.
California.
Atlanta.
Of Texas, Atlanta.
Your dad a Yankees or a Mets fan?
Oh, my God. Are you serious?
Wow.
He's a Mets fan,
I'm
right?
going to stand over here.
He's a Yankees fan?
yeah.
Are you joking?
Oh,
I forgot.
shoot.
I'm sorry.
Carey, you on one or the other?
I'm sorry.
What? I hope he's not listening.
I hope
right
he's
now.
not either. I was asking.
If he is listening, have him call in. I want to see him. I want to see what Carey talked
man.
to Mr. Stalter about this.
And you're his favorite, too.
Sorry,
What the
Mr.
hell?
Stalter.
What the hell?
You didn't see me in that parking lot that day. He knew at that moment I
Yeah.
would protect his son
Yes.
come hell or
Yeah.
high water.
Now,
If not, it was
Jamie's
against
defense,
him.
Jamie
He will
also
he-
has and will. Yeah. You know, you're all his favorite. No, Yankees. Yeah, for sure.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
no, die hard.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
no
he
Mets.
wants the Mets to lose.
Oh, yeah.
Gotcha.
I don't even think he cares.
Yeah, that's true.
Like,
he
doesn't think
he
about
hates
Mets
the
are
Red
so
Sox.
irrelevant
Yeah, but
to
the
him.
Mets,
He
yeah.
doesn't even care.
Right.
Who cares? What are they?
That's a good way to
What have they ever done?
put it. Yep. All right. It's Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. How far ahead of the curve is JJ Wetherholt? We'll tell you next in the Fast Lane. Jamie, you saw JJ Wetherholt on MLB Network discussing how he has continuously changed his batting mechanics since high school.
Yeah.
And something struck you about Wetherholt.
Well, it's wild. You know, he's a rookie, and he was on MLB Network discussing just even since high school. They're talking about his leg kick, and that they're talking about the one. I forget who the one individual was. I don't want to botch up his name, but anyways, he just said, "Hey, yeah, he used to have a really high leg kick, and he said it was even higher in high school." And he's like, "Higher than when you were in Virginia." And then he started breaking down why he made certain changes. And here, Marsh, it's probably better to just play the audio, right? All right, here is JJ Wetherholt, MLB Network.
Yeah, I used to be super high leg kick. I mean, when I was in high school, I was getting like way up. Yeah. And, you know, when I got to college, I kind of just thought velo would be a little bit too much. So I started shorting it out. And then after my freshman year, my sophomore year, I kind of brought it back because I was like, I had a year in the Big 12. I'm starting to feel a little bit better. I'll start to just kind of swing my swing, and that's kind of how it came out there. But, I mean, I feel like most of my stuff has been pretty similar. Sometimes I'll just go through some phases. I mean, lately, I feel like velo up has been getting me a little bit, so just trying to be a little bit shorter that way has helped me.
Being a leadoff guy, how has the strike zone and your understanding of it helped you get to where you are?
For sure. I think that's one of the biggest parts of my game has been plate discipline. I mean, ever since literally when I was a kid, as soon as kid pitch started, just always trying to control the zones, what my dad would talk to me about.
So it blew me away hearing that he's a rookie. He's not even halfway through his rookie season. And he's talking that he's adjusting things and knowing the zone and the discipline of the zone. He's the leadoff hitter. It just blew me away. And so I got to thinking, and this is just kind of the question that I had overall, is the fact that JJ Wetherholt has turned into plug and play for the Cardinals. Has that helped speed up their rebuild into what we're looking at now?
100%.
Because I'm thinking, like, if you had JJ Wetherholt, who was going through some of the struggles like Gorman, Walker, Carlson, pick your young player that's had to be in and out, up and down, all around. I don't know if your team is as successful right now because he's a huge part of their team success overall, but he's a plug-and-play player, but he's a rookie. Mm-hmm. So hearing him talk like that now really shed a lot of light on what Ollie was saying to us, what other people have said about JJ Wetherholt in his preparation and the way he shows up for spring training, and that they didn't even notice that he's a rookie. And here he is now leading the charge. To me, he's not just a staple on this team. He's a star.
Yeah.
So I don't know. What do you guys think?
Let's go back to something that he said. He said from coach, I don't know if he's a coach pitcher or
he said from coach pitch.
Coach pitch. Yeah. Okay. I'm not a good coach at all.
Whoa.
It is very difficult. Well, I'm just saying, I'm not a good coach. There are good coaches that can get through to kids on what I'm about to say. I am not, but it's a struggle with young players to understand all the mechanics of baseball. I just had to go through this with Killian, who was struggling, and finally it kind of dawned on me that he's worried about his elbow, he's worried about his back hip, he's worried about his feet, he's worried about his hands placement, he's worried about his head, he's worried about... And finally I looked at him in the cages in kind of an aha moment. It was actually in the backyard, it wasn't in the cages, we're going off like the pitching machine. I said, hey, buddy, just see the ball and hit it. Just watch it all the way and just hit it. He started to. So going back to JJ Wetherholt saying, I had an understanding at coach pitch, which is about 6U, by the way. Killian's 8U as a third grade. He'll be a third grader next year. 6U, 5U, coach pitch.
Right.
Understanding of the strike zone. Now, he might be full of crap, but there's really no reason to lie about that.
I don't think he's a full of crap guy.
I don't either.
Seems pretty, straight.
I know there's late developing players. I think Paul Skeens was somebody that didn't really start pitching until, I don't know, he was in his 20s or something. I know there's late bloomers, okay? But there are some kids that just kind of have it. And it seems like JJ Wetherholt at a very young age had it. To talk about the strike zone at coach pitch when you still have to, where's your back foot? Where's your back hip? Are you leading the back hip to the ball? Are you throwing the knob of the bat at the ball? Is the bat in the right spot when you load? Are you creating enough separation? There is so much technical stuff with baseball for him now to just understand the strike zone. among everything else is pretty remarkable.
Well, there was more dialogue, too, and other stuff they talked about. And just when he changed his leg kick, and the reason he changed his leg kick is he says, I had to get sturdy quicker. So the big leg kick, you got more time to adjust and get your plant foot down in front of you at college, high school. The pros, he's like, nah, that's coming in. It's coming in fast, and you want to get to your stable, your balance as fast as you can. So he's like, lowered my leg kick striding forward to get that plant foot down so I could rotate on the ball.
That's huge. So if your front foot, if you're a lefty swinger like you are, Jamie, your front foot being your right foot, or obviously if you're a right-handed hitter and your left foot being that land, if you don't have that foot down, you're not ready to hit. And or
if you're just getting it down as you're making contact,
your timing's off.
Yeah.
Your front foot really is about timing it. In fact, sometimes guys will just, if they're off with their timing, they won't stride. They'll just go to the batter's box, widen the stance, so then they just have to load back and fire. But when it comes to getting that front foot down on time, some young hitters, or when hitters are struggling, they will start to stride. They'll start to swing as they're striding. They're never going to be able to time it. I mean, you might foul one off, you might dribble one back, you might make contact, but it's not going to be the type of loud contact that you're looking for. So you should never be striding forward as that front foot is coming down. That's got to be planted so that you can get that separation between your hands and your front foot so that you can crush it. So what he's talking about there makes a lot of sense. And if his stride was too high early on, it just means he wasn't getting that front foot down. Yeah. There's so much to mechanics. He's a brilliant
He's way
player.
ahead, man.
He's a brilliant player.
I brought up to you guys, and Carey, I know you don't care about this kind of analytic, and I really don't either. And the fact I'm bringing up has nothing to do with the analytic, but he's projected to have a 6.9 WAR. I don't care about getting into that. The bottom line is that would make him the best Cardinal rookie in this category ever. Pujols, Stan Musial, Roger Hornsby, all those guys below JJ Wetherholt.
It's amazing, isn't it?
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
That'll work.
And then getting back to the question, Carey, I said absolutely. I'm sure you feel the same way. Jamie posed the question of, JJ Wetherholt, where with him being plug and play, does it speed up the rebuild?
Yeah, he's your leadoff hitter. He's been doing a fantastic job getting on base. He's leading multiple categories of top 5, top 10 in categories for all rookies in the major leagues. Like, he's doing a really, really good job of kind of setting the table and letting those other guys bring him in. And defensively, he's been playing outstanding. He might be, I don't know who else is in the category for second base, but I would assume he's up there in Gold Glove, finalist, top 5, top 3, as we are, not halfway through the season, but where we are right now. He's doing a really good job.
All right, that's Carey Davis, Jim Rivers, Anthony Stalter. It's Fastlane on 101 ESPN. All right, we had a series in the NBA Finals. Are the Knicks in trouble despite being one game up in the NBA Finals? The Spurs unlock something that could potentially have this series even. Maybe it goes the distance now. We'll talk about it next on 101 ESPN.
101 ESPN Sports Center.
I'm Andrew Marsh. It's time for a Sports Center update brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling. The Cardinals are back in action tonight, taking on the New York Mets. Dustin May gets the start for the Cardinals. He'll face off against Freddie Peralta. First pitch from Citi Field is at 6:10. Last night, the New York Knicks dropped their first game of the NBA Finals. The Spurs pick up a win, 2-1 in that series in favor of New York, 115-111. Tonight on 101 ESPN, we'll have game number 4 of the Stanley Cup Final. Golden Knights and Hurricanes. Pregame starts at 6:30. Puck drop is at 7. I'm Andrew Marsh, and the Sports Center update is brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling, a Daikin heating and air conditioning dealer.
Being in an environment like this, you know that it can get really hectic, and we talk about how poised I feel like our team has been. We've been a pretty good road team, I think, just all the playoffs and a majority of the regular season. That's why we're in this position, but we find a comfort in playing on the road, knowing that when you're in this environment, you know, it's us versus them, and obviously everybody in the crowd. And when you know that everybody behind you has your back, it just allows you to settle into these games.
That was De'Aaron Fox of the Spurs, as the Spurs they cut into the Knicks 2-0 series lead. It's now 2-1 in the NBA Finals as the Spurs won Game 3. The Spurs didn't just survive. I thought that they powered or proved that they could beat the Knicks with a more complete game. Mm-hmm. And that's what we saw last night. Wembanyama was dominant, and I think everything starts with Wemby, and for good reason. He had 32 points, 8 rebounds, 6 assists, 3 blocks. He was 11 for 18 shooting. He got easier looks. He fought harder for position. He attacked the paint. He anchored the defense. He was a superstar last night, CD.
Yeah, he was. I think it started, Mike Brown talked about it, the head coach for the New York Knicks. It started early in that game. I mean, the first 4 or 5 possessions, it was literally Wemby by himself. Like, he's the best player on their team. There's no way you don't have people in front of him. They were hitting him down low. It was easy dunks. It was easy layups. It was easy for him to start the game off. And that's almost one of the worst things you can do for a superstar player. Allow them to get easy baskets to start the game off, because now the confidence, a lot of guys, when they see the ball go in the hoop, their confidence starts to rise and it soars. And I think that really was the catalyst for San Antonio having the success that they did. I also thought that, they played a more physical game, and we often talk about going on the road in the playoffs in hockey, in the NBA, not so much in football, but because it's just different. But especially like a championship round, a game that can win you, a series that can win you a championship. Sometimes it's easier on the road. We talk about tickets for family. All your family is in town. You're the San Antonio Spurs. You got your first 2 games of the NBA Finals at home. And I'm sure the house was flooded with guests. The hotels were flooded with family that wanted to come in and see you, and you got to deal with all those things. When you're on the road, it's just you and your teammates. Like, it's not the fanfare for you. You're on the road. You're in the hotel. You're eating your dinner. You're eating your pregame meal. You go over to the arena. You shoot around, and you're ready to play. And it's not all of those things. So now New York is probably dealing with those things. So I think I was a bit surprised at how last night's game went, just because of how it started. And the Knicks, I mean, this has been a really close series every single game, but the Knicks lost by 4 points and never really felt like it was that close. Mm-hmm. Like, the Knicks were being dominated because Wemby was so effective to start the game off, and then Stephon Castle started being able to do what he wanted to do, get in the paint, get shots. They fouled over and over and over again. And so it was a lot easier for the San Antonio Spurs last night than it has been, I think, in the first 2 games.
Yeah, they adjusted finally. I mean, New York was successfully defending San Antonio's offensive actions, and it's almost like they had their playbook in the first 2 games of the series. Last night, I thought the Spurs adjusted. I thought they used more double drag screens. I thought they created better spacing. I thought they, finally got deep into the paint. they generated easier opportunities for Wemby, and it just wasn't there in the first two games. So I really like the way that the Spurs made their adjustments. We saw Mike Brown make adjustments in game one that led to that victory. Well, finally, the Spurs had an answer.
Yeah.
I don't know if it'll be enough because now you of course have the counterpunch. But the Spurs had fourth quarter leads in games 1 and game 2, and they blew them. Marsh, right before we signed off yesterday, I asked everybody for their predictions, and one thing Marsh said, and he was spot on. It's not like these games were blowouts. It's not like it was a complete mismatch. Again, the Spurs had fourth quarter leads in game 1 and game 2. They blew both. Last night, they didn't.
You could make the argument that the Spurs could be up 3-0 right now.
Certainly. So it's a tight series. I thought it'd go 7. Maybe it still will. Are the Knicks in trouble?
I don't think they're in trouble. I thought they played very poorly, especially, again, to start the game. Like, they were discombobulated. They were all over the place. And literally the biggest, tallest, best player on the court was wide open. Like, I don't know how you start a game off so, chaotic if you're the New York Knicks, but they did. They were not in position. They were not covering Victor Wembanyama. They weren't doing the things that they've done, the previous 2 games to put them in a position to win. So I don't think that it's over. I think Jalen Brunson has not played particularly well. He's shooting poorly. He's getting the points, but he's not as effective and efficient as you'd like him to be.
Right.
Karl Anthony Towns didn't play a good enough game at all last night, was not impactful, not a part of the game. I actually thought that the way Josh Hart was shooting the ball to start the game, I'm like, oh, that's a bonus for the New York Knicks because he's not a guy you expect to score. He had 3 points combined, I think, in the first 2 games, and he hit a couple of threes to start that game off last night. And you're like, okay, they might be on to something, but they just were never able to really get going in the manner in which you thought they would. But I think it all started on the defensive end. And I do think San Antonio was more physical. There was a time where Wemby kind of pushed Jalen Brunson in the back of the head. Like, you're not going to be able to allow yourselves to be bullied. If you're the Knicks, you have to have – I don't know. Mitchell Robinson would probably be the guy I would lean on and say, hey, make sure you get a hard foul. Just one. We need you, but I need it to be hard as hell on one of their guys. The way that they're bullying Brunson and pushing him around, you need to return the favor to some of their guys and make sure that this is an equal playing field and they know if you do this, we're going to do that, and that's not acceptable. So I think the Knicks will respond, and I think they will win Game 4. And they'll take a 3-1 lead back to San Antonio.
Yeah, I think it was important that you mentioned Brunson. He scored 32 points. He had 5 turnovers.
Yeah. 5
turnovers last night. 4+ turnovers in every game of the series. Brunson, at times, has played well, but he's not played to the caliber of an MVP. And we thought, all right, going in, it's either going to be Wemby or Brunson.
Right.
Good on the Knicks. We talked about this yesterday for having no egos and other players can, whether it's Karl Anthony Towns or whoever can contribute, great. But now, one player, one star, put his team on his back in this series, and that was Wemby last night. And if he does so again for three more games, Spurs are going to win this thing. So if Brunson doesn't play superhero at some point, I do wonder if the Knicks can copy the formula that they had in the first 2 games, where again they had to erase fourth quarter deficits.
Yeah,
that's going to be interesting.
I think Game 4 will be back to normal for the New York Knicks. That was a hard way to start the game off, in my opinion. It didn't look good.
Well, there's a ton of stuff going on. We got a text from the 314 saying that New York is not making it easy for their team to focus on the game. Obviously, you have celebrities showing up, and all the tickets are just incredibly expensive. It's New York, right? It's the Big Apple. But I wonder if they can put that aside and then, like CD said, get back to maybe refocusing. And San Antonio talked about playing good on the road. Like, the Knicks have done the same thing. So maybe they're like, oh, man, let's get back to San Antonio so we can play some good basketball on the road.
Maybe.
There was a lot of distractions there. And I'll say in basketball, the distractions are greater because those celebrities and all that, they're right on top of you. They're right there. And if I see one more camera angle of Ben Stiller and then John McEnroe and then Seinfeld, like, come on, man. I watched one half of the basketball game. I saw more celebrities than I did basketball. I know they were pumping it up and stuff, but that being said, the Knicks, also the players, you kind of feel it a little bit. And I tell you this, like, I always laugh about never had a bad game in New York or L.A. I loved it. And back at the old Western Forum, like all the celebrity would sit right along the glass. They'd come down to the locker room area. And for the visiting team, you're like, you're jacked up. Like, this is pretty neat. For the home team, you're kind of like, ooh, pressure's on. We got a lot of people in the building here now. So for the Spurs, it might have been like, this is awesome, man. Hey, Ben Stiller, take that, buddy. Hey, Spike Lee, how about that, huh? Yeah.
Well, think about it, too. You know, and I mentioned this yesterday, the weight of that city not having a championship since, what, the 70s?
Yeah.
It's been a minute since they have won a championship. Like, that, I feel like that has to weigh in, you know, when you have all these people at the game and they're all relying on you to take a 3-0 series lead. That's got to be in your brain.
Got to be a pro, though.
Well, absolutely, but you're also human.
Got to be a pro.
Got to be a pro, though, Andrew. Bottom line, you are a human, but you got to sometimes...
Not everybody's Jamie Rivers. Not everybody can go into these big cities and just play unbelievable.
Love those
That is
cities,
true.
man.
Yeah, no,
Give me
that makes
those
sense.
cities.
All right, we think we have a lineup, so we're playing a lineup game next on 101 ESPN.
Cheap, fun.
Let's get dirty. It is party time right now. We got the pools are open. The lake is going. People are having great times, getting together, having family over, having parties. Why not visit my friends over at Dirt Cheap? They are your one-stop party shop. I was just in there last week. I talked to you guys about that. So many great things going on. If bourbon is your thing, which it is mine, you go in there and you check out the bourbon selection. You can't believe what they've got in there. They've got almost everything except for some of the allocated ones, and those are tough to find no matter where you go. But the price at Dirt Cheap is fantastic. That's why they're called Dirt Cheap. It's the price, not the product. They've got a lot of great things going on. They've great selection of wine, the beers. They've got the Zwickle Light. They've got all the things that you're looking for in your local establishment. And you can also download the app. The app makes it super easy. You can find specials on there. You can check out any events that are going on, tastings. There's bourbon raffles available. But you can also place an order online. You can pick it up curbside from your local Dirt Cheap. And all you got to do is download that app. And you can find out more by visiting dirtcheapfunfun.com. Again, that's dirtcheapfunfun.com. Remember to have fun, but please be careful out there.
to play lineup game here in the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. Mets, Cardinals tonight. New series opening up here at Busch Stadium. The Cardinals will send Dustin. I said Busch Stadium, didn't I? City Field. Dustin May.
I didn't even catch it.
Will oppose. I'm glad I did because.
Well, there's one person out there that is probably looking at the weather right now and thinking, or maybe they're trying to go down to Busch Stadium and buy a ticket, but
they cannot.
They can't.
You know what that is? Show us, JJ Wetherholt.
Oh,
the weather boy. Yeah, no.
You caught me off guard.
Hi, I'm Marsh. You got me ready.
What's the best kind of firework to buy?
Wouldn't you like to know, weather boy?
By the way, Freddie Peralta's on the hill for the Mets. He's a right-hander.
I jumped it, but
yeah, it's all good.
I thought it was okay. For all these years, I thought I could go rogue.
You know what you did? You did it well.
Yeah, right, Carey?
Sure. Show us, Ivan Herrera.
What's your favorite position?
Designated hitter.
That's cool with me. It's not my favorite, but I'll do it for you.
Where are we at? We got a left field bump or a righty? What are we doing?
Right-hander, Freddie, fastballs.
Okay, show me Alec Burleson.
He's not some magic star.
What? You're insane. He's a huge star at this specific sliver of time.
Okay, guys, I'm not going to mess around here. I don't think all I need to screw things up either. Show us Jordan Walker.
That one touched the ground. That one touched the ground.
Yeah. What's going on there? I'm just fixing something that's been bugging me.
Wait a minute. What have we here?
Newt.
There it is.
Show us Lars Taylor Tetsui Newt Bar.
Captain, you hear me? On your left.
That's good.
I like that one.
I enjoy that one.
I like it a lot.
Mason Wynn here, boys? Carey, go ahead.
Show us Mason Wynn.
Shortstop. That's right. No, and forever. Forever and ever. Shortstop.
We aren't in the top 10.
Wait.
This is bull.
He's the best in the business.
Best arm in baseball.
All right, does this take me to church here at 7?
Yes.
Go ahead.
Show us Nathan Church.
You are so wrong.
Why wouldn't it be Nolan Gorman, fellas? What are we doing?
I don't know.
Church was hitting 7th.
Yeah, he did.
All right, go ahead. My bad.
Show us Nolan Gorman.
Not great.
Okay.
All that stank coming from you.
Is it Jimmy Crooks?
Sure.
Show us Jimmy Crooks.
Who are you?
Nobody.
No. I know you. He was at that party with me, the one I was telling you about. Remember? He's Jimmy's brother, the guy, the singer.
All right, so what do we need
I just
here?
watched that the other night, by the way.
It's so funny.
Ashley's little guy Reed goes, "Can we watch Superbad?" I'm like, well, he actually doesn't sound like that. It's more, it's more crackly.
Is he old enough to watch that?
Yeah, at my house, sure. Play fast and loose.
All right, so by my count, we need
a third baseman and a center fielder.
Yeah.
It's got to be Gorman, right-handed pitcher. Show us Nolan Gorman.
We need 30
guys. It's
home
probably
runs,
somebody
RBIs.
I'm ready to go in, Coach.
Well,
Just give me a chance. I know there's a lot riding on it, but it's all psychological.
So Church here?
Yeah.
Show us Nathan Church.
I believe in the Church of Baseball. I've tried all the major religions and most of the minor ones.
Okay. Marsh, run it.
All right, leading off, second baseman JJ Wetherholt. Batting second, your DH, Ivan Herrera. Batting third, playing first base, is Alec Burleson. Your cleanup hitter in right field, Jordan Walker. Batting fifth in left field, Lars. Batting sixth, the shortstop, Mason Wynn. Batting seventh and catching is Jimmy Crooks. Batting eighth, third baseman, Nolan Gorman. And batting ninth in center field, Nathan Church.
Back. Stay fair! Stay fair!
Go foul!
I don't believe what I just saw!
Home run.
Marsh, you and I still tied?
We are still tied. Carey picked up a point, though, on Friday.
He did.
Nice work.
So,
who'd you have?
Alec Burleson.
Oh, nice. All right, Marsh.
So, Anthony, you are first. I will go second. Jamie will go third, and Carey will go fourth.
You know what, guys? I feel good about Jordan Walker. Give me Jordan Walker, please.
I am going to go with Lars Nootbaar tonight.
Let's go in there. Give me Alec Burleson.
Give me a Bon Herrera.
Hit one for you.
Yeah.
Oh, Yvonne. All righty. There you have it. There's your lineup game. By the way, fair warning. MLB.com does not have the lineup up. Marsh, you went to Jeff Jones on X, and he had the lineup. Correct.
What if imagine if it's wrong.
If it's wrong.
I got to do it all over again.
You may have to play it all over again.
There's a section of listeners that might hate that.
Yeah,
but we don't care.
We don't care.
Section that might like it. By the way, first pitch tonight, 6:10 at Citi Field. Dustin May, who's 3-6 with a 4.59 ERA, will oppose Freddie Peralta, who is 4-4 with a 3.63 ERA. The Mets have struggled throughout the course of the season. Peralta was one of their big offseason additions. His last game came against Seattle, in which he threw 6 innings, allowed 6 hits, only 1 run, which was a home run, struck out 6, and walked 2. He's been uneven this year, to say the least. And back-to-back starts against the Marlins, one in Miami and one in New York. He allowed 4 earned runs in each of those games. One inning he went 7, one inning he went 4 2/3. So same opponent, same amount of runs, same amount of hits, but one time he went 7 innings, the other time he went 4 2/3. It kind of just encapsulates what Freddie Peralta's season for the Mets has been about.
You think he gets traded at the deadline?
Yeah, I think you have to. Mm-hmm. You have to.
If you're the Mets, you got to almost trade whatever you can at this point.
Mm-hmm. Their whole idea of getting away from the core that had been established just hasn't worked. Now, maybe eventually it will, but they jettisoned Brandon Nimmo and obviously Pete Alonso. Like guys like Jeff McNeil. I'm not saying they shouldn't have, but the whole idea was, hey, let's clear house.
Yeah, they have done it wrong. Since Cohen's taken over that team, he's got all the money in the world, so he doesn't really care probably. Comes in with a splash saying within 3 years we'll be a World Series champ or something like that. They spend. Then they liquidate as much as they can because that didn't work. Then they spend again. Then they liquidate again. It's like that is the prime example of how not to build a baseball team. Mm-hmm. You spent a ton of money and you have absolutely nothing to show for it.
Yeah.
Well, it's crazy, too. I mean, they were in the National League Championship Series 2 years ago when they took on the Dodgers. They ended up getting to that spot, and you thought, okay, here are the Mets.
Yeah, I thought, okay, this is what we finally.
Right.
But
not so much.
And then last year happened. It seemed like they didn't want to make the playoffs, and here they are now.
Did you guys see Juan Soto's effort the other day down first?
Terrible.
Oh, man. Come on, man.
Terrible.
I get it. But if he would have even sped up just a little bit, not even full speed, he'd have been on base.
Yeah.
It's just a bad look.
Yeah.
Nah.
100%. All right. What are your questions for the Stanley Cup? What Stanley Cup questions that you guys have? Air Comfort Service text line is 314-399-9646. Again, 314-399-9646. Golden Knights versus the Hurricanes. Pregame at 6:30. Puck drop at 7. So you can listen to the coverage right here on 101 ESPN. But whether you related to the Blues or not, what questions do you have regarding the Stanley Cup? We'll do Stanley Cup Qs next on 101 ESPN.
All right, my good buddy Derek Stevens, who is the owner of Circa Sports, always got something going on. They're always looking for ways to have their customers have more fun, be more involved. And right now, what they're doing is they're celebrating America turning 250 by offering all users in Missouri $250. For everyone in Missouri, all you have to do is deposit $250 on your Circa Sports app. So if you don't have the app, it's easy. Go to the App Store, Google Play Store. Click in Circa Sports, find the white logo. That's for the state of Missouri. Click on that, sign up, put in your $250. And once you play through that $250, Circa Sports is going to immediately give you another $250 to go ahead and keep playing with Circus Sports. And let's not forget something here. Circus Sports, they celebrate their winners. So if you're winning, you get hot for a while, they don't cut you off or limit you or stop your betting. No, they celebrate you because they love seeing people win over at Circus Sports. So get on there, download that app. For more information regarding Circus Sports, you can always visit circusports.com. Again, that's circusports.com. Must be 21 or older and in Missouri. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Brindamore with the net empty. Pronger shrubs it away. The Carolina Hurricanes have won the Stanley Cup.
The Golden Knights start to celebrate on their bench. The silver trophy to the Golden Knights.
302 Your Time Check is brought to you by Clarkson Jewelers, an officially licensed Rolex jeweler, with Andrew Marsh and Carey Davis. Jay Rivers, I'm Anthony Stalter. So what Stanley Cup questions do you have, whether it's related to the Blues or not, playoffs overall, anything you want to talk about? Stanley Cup Qs now on 101 ESPN.
All right, from Grant Francis Fan Club, when will the Blues trade Jordan Kyrou? Oh, no, we're not going to do that one. Yeah, let's do a different one here.
Stanley Cup one.
Yeah, I think that was sent in jest. Okay, the Sacks Guru. Is there any reason that Anderson should start in goal tonight or the rest of the series for Carolina? We touched on this yesterday, but is there any reason why he should?
Yeah, have you seen him play the rest of the playoffs? Look, I think that if Carolina was going to make a move, tonight would be the time to make the move. I just don't know if they'll make that move. And I understand why, because Freddie Anderson's numbers going into the Stanley Cup final were lights out. Now, we also talked before the series started about how Vegas was going to test Freddie Anderson in every way possible. And one of the stats that Freddie Anderson has that works against him is he does not perform well against teams that provide lots of net front traffic. And one thing the Vegas Golden Knights do is flood the net. They got big bodies, guys that are good too. Mark Stone, excellent down there. Barbashev, Hurdle, Eichel. Pick your pony. They've got guys who don't mind being in the blue paint. And so that would be one reason why you wouldn't want to start him tonight. But, man, what a terrible spot for a coach to be in. You've had a goaltender that had epic numbers throughout all of your play. He lost one game going into the final. And now you're sitting here with a goaltender issue. I don't know. So the reason he would play is because of his actual numbers overall in the playoffs. The reason I wouldn't play him was exactly why I didn't like him to start this series against Vegas.
That's got to be tough because if Bussy ends up winning, it's got to be his net the rest of the way, no?
100%. It's his till he fumbles. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And it might be too late. If he does fumble, the cut might be over.
The way I look at it is if Anderson plays tonight, we talked about this yesterday.
Yes.
If Anderson plays tonight and you got to pull him halfway through the game, now you're going with Bussy for his first NHL playoff start ever in an elimination game, not just but like for the Stanley Cup. It's a tough spot to put the kid in. Maybe he rises above and he's this all-star guy and he puts up a Jordan Binnington-esque performance the rest of it. Maybe not also. So it's a tough spot for the Hurricanes right now.
Brendan S. from Lubbock, Texas. So we have a listener in Lubbock right now. From the 3-1, and we're going to talk about Lubbock, Texas a little bit later. Do you think there will be over or under 5.5 goals tonight? There's been a lot of scoring so far in the NHL Stanley Cup final.
I am going to refrain from answering that question because it was going to be my bet the board.
Someone listening? Someone listening?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. The walls have ears in here.
I do know this. Let me pull this up
The
here.
walls have ears in here. You got to watch it. You're wearing a black shirt, too.
Ryder? The Vegas Golden Knights in the last 10 games against Carolina, they've scored 5 goals, 3 goals, 5 goals, 6 goals, 4 goals, 2, 1, 3, 4. The vast majority of the games. In fact, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Their last 5 games, they've scored at least 3 goals. It's at 5.5. So unless you think it's a 3-2 game, I would go over 5.5.
I don't think Marsh saw who that text was from.
Oh, okay. It was a joke.
Who was it from?
Wait, that's hilarious, actually.
Brendan S. in Lubbock, Texas.
That's funny.
Oh.
That's hilarious.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Sorsby, huh?
I mean, Brendan S. We don't know. It just happens to be.
Huh.
But in Lubbock,
That's very
Texas.
clever.
Yes, that
we have
was.
some funny listeners.
Yes, we do.
That one flew right over my head.
Yeah, I'm glad
like
I
an
answered it,
airmail
honestly.
JJ McCarthy pass.
Wow,
Marsh's turn.
okay.
Man,
All right.
turn.
Again, we'll talk about that later in the show as well.
What are we doing
Turned
here?
on this guy.
What happened?
I don't know. They broke up, apparently.
How quickly the tables turn, man.
All right, let's just move on. All right, Boots gone savage in the Snake Pit. Could this go down as the best final ever if it goes 7 games?
Oh, ever? That's really strong. I mean, let's think back to some of those Stanley Cups at Game 7 overtimes ended it. You can't overlook those. And come on. It's been interesting. I think it's been a way better series than what everybody thought it was going to be. I think at first people thought, well, this is going to be a bit of a snooze fest. Nobody even knows about Carolina or cares. And you got Vegas, who everybody hates. So, big deal. But Carolina, to their credit, to Carolina's credit, they're the ones that have made this a series that's been interesting. Because Vegas has blown how many leads now?
At least 2.
So, Carolina not just rolling over, they're the ones that have made this a fun series to watch.
Do you feel like Carolina is basically playing 20 minutes of every game? They have a good 20 minutes.
No, I would go opposite. I'd say Vegas is only playing 40-minute games.
Okay, so you feel like Vegas is giving.
Well, look at the way they control the game when they're playing when they're on their game.
For sure.
Carolina can't score. They can't get to the into the inside. They can't defend. Like Vegas is calling the puck time, the puck possession time favors Vegas, and then Vegas falls off the horse a little bit, and Carolina goes. So if I'm Rod Brendamore, I'm pointing that out to my team. I'm showing them, look at guys, we're letting them win. Play our game earlier. Let's play that 20 minutes that we're talking about. Let's start with that 20 minutes. Let's get a lead. Let's see what that feels like. And which is rare because Carolina, apart from one game leading into the Stanley Cup final, they had scored the first goal in almost every single game.
All right, Medic 2007 wants to know top 5 players to never win the Stanley Cup.
Joe Thornton, for sure. Patrick Marleau. Phil Housley. I don't think he ever won it. Keith Kachuk. Can interest you in a Big Walt. Big Walt, for sure. I don't think Jeremy Roenick ever won it either.
I don't think so.
He did not, so that's another one I would put in there.
What about Brent Burns?
How about Connor McDavid?
Connor McDavid's a good one.
He has not won it. Leon Draisaitl has not won it yet. Who'd you say, Brent Burns?
Brent Burns, with the amount of games that he's played.
Yeah, but he's never been like a top. Well, you know what? I'll throw him in there. Sure. Why not? Erik Karlsson is another guy. A couple of Norris trophies under his belt. He's never won the Cup. So, yeah, there's some dudes out there for sure.
Would you, I saw this question the other day. I can't remember who posed it, but would you rather win a Stanley Cup and only play 4 years in the league or play 10 plus years and never win a Stanley Cup?
Yeah, Carey and I have talked about this before.
And we can pose that for literally any sport.
Yeah, it's like the ultimate double-edged sword because everybody wants to win a Stanley Cup or a Super Bowl or a World Series. But if your career's only 4 years, so let's just play the little game here. Jamie Rivers wins a Stanley Cup. I'm making $250,000, and my career average is like $350,000 for 4 years. I got to go work. I retire. I've got to go get a 9-to-5 job. I've got to pound the pavement. Now, if I play 10 plus years, and my average salary is $500,000 or higher, life is a little better. Still going to have to work, Carey. Huh?
It's a little different.
It's a little different.
Yeah.
So, as much as I love the Stanley Cup, knowing what I know now, I'd say give me that 10 plus years. Plus, I get my full pension.
Yeah, that matters.
You do the same thing, Carey?
See, now I got in trouble last time. I was asked would I take Cam Newton's career or mine.
Who gave you trouble for that?
You. No. Hell? What? Yeah.
No.
Yes.
That didn't happen.
It did. It definitely happened.
No, it didn't.
Hey, Cam's doing fine, doing great, and had an outstanding career, and I think he's doing great.
What do you guys think?
I'm doing great too, though. You know.
Are you?
Yeah. I mean,
of course.
Cam Newton money great, but
I mean, you're here with us,
I'm here,
right?
and Cam isn't, so I might be doing better right now.
There you are.
You know what I mean?
Now it makes sense.
Who do you guys have winning tonight? Do you think Carolina evens the series?
I don't.
No.
I think there's a stranglehold that gets put on this series tonight.
Like that's twice now, back-to-back games that Vegas has coughed up a lead. Like the first one was a 2-0 lead. Obviously, 2-goal lead is the hardest to keep in hockey. That's why there's a saying for it. But
that
4
goal leads,
goals,
that's a tough one too. Just ask Vegas.
Oh my gosh. I was saying the other night, I was telling Rachel, if the Blues were playing in the Stanley Cup right now and they gave up a 4-goal lead, I would pull my hair out.
Yeah. Be a tough one.
And imagine if they lost that game. Do you think the series would have completely shifted?
Yes.
I do too.
100%.
I mean, that's just crazy. Like, that cannot happen. That cannot happen. Especially giving up 3 in a matter of, what was it, Anthony? 30 seconds?
39.
37 seconds, something like that. Yeah.
That just can't happen.
Yeah. No, cannot. All right, it's Fastlane on 101 ESPN. Should Jordan Walker be an all-star game starter? That's next on 101 ESPN. Whether you're stuck in your driveway right now because the garage door won't open, or you're just looking for a tune-up, Don's Garage Doors they got to be your people. DonsGarageDoors.com or call 866-4 Don's Doors. I love the fact that Don's Garage Doors came out to my house within the last month. The technician Jordan, he's great. The fact that he was able to walk me through a lot of the things that was going on with the garage doors, which honestly I didn't spend much time thinking about. If the spring broke, which happened several years ago, that would be something I'd be like, all right, well, now I got to learn about it, right? Or the motor goes up. But when it comes to Don's Garage Doors, they do such a great job walking you through how your door could be more efficient. And why that matters to you is if your garage door is operating like it should and should be working more efficiently and should be quieter, that saves wear and tear on parts like the spring, like the motor. Your motor shouldn't be lasting you only a few short years. If you're recycling them, 2 or 3 every 10 years, something's wrong. Well, what impressed me most was the education that I got from Don's Garage Doors. I learned that when your garage door starts making noise, that's usually your first warning sign that something needs attention. Simple tune-up today can help avoid a much bigger repair tomorrow. And considering your garage door is the largest moving part in your home, weighing hundreds of pounds, that's something you don't want to ignore and you don't want to handle on your own. Again, I highly recommend going with Don's Garage Doors. They show up, they know their stuff, and they stand behind their work. 866-4 Don's Door or visit DonsGarageDoors.com. It's the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. Jordan Walker, should he be an all-star game starter? Well, David Schoenfield on ESPN writes in his latest piece that when it comes to projecting the all-star game starting lineup, Jordan Walker draws the short straw in the outfield behind James Wood of the Nationals and Corbin Carroll of the Diamondbacks. All three are having similar seasons in terms of value, but Wood and Carroll were already stars, while Pages, Andy Pages of the Dodgers, gets the third spot. He's having the slightly better all-around season, leading NL position players in B-WAR and topping the circuit in RBIs while playing outstanding defense in center. Do you think that Walker should have had the upper hand on Wood when you look at the stats? I mean, if you kind of look at both the numbers, or both players' numbers, I should say, it would seem you would lean more toward Jordan Walker. And I know we're biased, but Jordan Walker has already matched his career high in home runs, and we're not even to the All-Star break. In fact, we're still a month away from the All-Star break. He's having a breakout season overall.
Yeah, I look at the numbers. Jordan Walker is top 10 in Major League Baseball in hits, top 10 in RBIs, top 10 in home runs, top 10 in runs scored, I believe. Like, he is up
top
there.
Top 10 in OPS.
Like, he is up there in all of those lists. He's ahead of James Wood in hits. Not runs scored, but he is ahead of him in hits. And I believe he's ahead of him in RBIs. I don't know what other metrics or numbers need to be. I know that, and defensively, I think Jordan Walker has been playing outstanding. He has controlled the run game. Guys trying to go from second to home, like, they are not testing him. Guys trying to go from first to third, they're not really testing him either. He's done a really good job of neutralizing some of those players trying to advance bases and limiting those opportunities as well for the opposition.
Yeah, to Carey's point, Jordan Walker tied for second with the most outfield assists with 5. Andy Pages, who you mentioned, leads that category in Major League Baseball with 6. Wood, I don't see him on this list when I'm looking at, some of the top players in the outfield in terms of defense. I think we have to take that into consideration, especially if these guys have the same stats.
That's where I was going to go to, Marsh. You're right. If you look at the offensive numbers, James Wood only has one more home run than Jordan Walker. He's got 58 runs scored to Jordan Walker's 44. A lot of that, of course, depends on, 1, can you get on base, and 2, can your teammates drive you in? Jordan Walker, though, he's got 47 RBI compared to James Wood, who's got 40. 11 stolen bases for Wood, 10 for Jordan Walker. Like, a lot of this is splitting hairs. The one thing that really does stand out, though, Jordan Walker is hitting 303. He's batting 303. James Wood is 265. And I know batting average can be misleading, but in today's day and age in baseball, I mean, for anybody to hit 303, you might as well be hitting 800. Again, in today's day and age.
So, a quick question. How many games has James Wood played the outfield?
He has played, let's see here.
I asked that because I know he DHs a lot, too. So, like, if he's played not nearly as many games in the outfield, that kind of, you'd lean Walker as well.
So he has started in 56 games this season in the outfield. He's played 57. He has DH'd 11 times.
So he's spent the majority of the time in the outfield.
I was just wondering.
Yeah.
Because if that was the case.
But that also factors in to what Marsh brought up with the defense.
Yeah.
If Jordan Walker is a better defensive player, and he is, then why don't you take the better overall player? Again, we're splitting hairs. We're biased. We want Jordan Walker to be the starter, and he might. He's still there is still plenty of time.
I think he's
before the All-Star game.
Be an All-Star.
Yeah,
I think he's going to definitely.
Oh yeah, I do too. Yeah. This is just a matter of is he going to start?
Yeah.
What's really interesting about this article, when you look at the reserves, Jordan Walker, they have Jordan Walker as a reserve. Nolan Arenado is also a reserve for the National League, of course, at third base. And I would not have believed that heading into the season, based on what we've seen, how he essentially ended his career in St. Louis. That is surprising to me. The other thing that is very surprising is that JJ Wetherholt has been squeezed out and not a reserve on the National League All-Star team. Do you see JJ Wetherholt not making this team?
Yeah, I mean, it's possible. Sure.
I just think that would be such a bad look for Major League Baseball.
I just don't know how many Cardinals you're going to be allowed to have on this team, because baseball has to spread it out. I mean, we probably had a couple All-Stars over the last couple of years that, not maybe.
What? No.
Just saying.
You stop it right there. Yeah, there's a possibility. I mean, it's obviously it comes down to the position that these guys play and what everybody's doing around them. So, yeah, it's a possibility. How many All-Stars do you guys think the Cardinals get?
3.
Okay.
Including Ollie or not?
Count?
No.
Yeah, 3.
Not including Ollie?
No, he's on the staff. I mean, I'm talking about players.
Riley O'Brien, Jordan Walker.
I think 1.
I think I may have said too many. Riley O'Brien, Jordan Walker.
Okay.
I think that's it. That's all it stinks.
You don't like it?
I don't like it at all. It's unfortunate. But that's where it's about where I'm at.
Okay.
I think JJ Wetherholt makes it. I really do. I'm going to go with 3. Jordan Walker, JJ Wetherholt. It's going to be tough to not have Riley O'Brien on the roster as a relief pitcher when he is tied for 3rd in terms of saves in Major League Baseball. 2nd best closer in the National League behind Mason Miller, who has 18 saves. Now his ERA is .98. Riley O'Brien is 3.68. A little bit different.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I would say so.
It's hard not to have that caliber of pitcher on the roster. Now, he might not even pitch, but that doesn't mean he can't get a all-star selection.
Sure. Next Friday morning, June 19th, TMA, along with our radio friends from all 5 Hubbard stations, are set to team up to fill a truck for Operation Food Search with support from Lee's Famous Recipe Chicken and the Happy Roof Company. Stop by the station next Friday morning because TMA will be heading downstairs to broadcast live out front in our parking lot from 7 a.m. to 11 a.m., collecting canned goods and non-perishable food items. We'll be handing out donuts from Donut Drive-In while supplies last, and everyone who stops by will have a chance to enter to win a $500 grand prize. Now is a critical time to support as summers see a big drop in food donations, so get your food donations ready and bring them by next Friday morning, 7 a.m. to 11 a.m. with TMA and 101 ESPN out front of Hubbard in St. Louis here, 11647 Olive Boulevard in Creve Coeur. What's trending from Andrew Marsh is next on 101 ESPN.
The biggest stage in world soccer is days away, and every goal changes everything. And now, FanDuel is giving you a reason to root for every single one. They are introducing Every Goal Pays. Bet on a match and get bonus bets for every goal scored in that match. That's right. More goals mean more bonus bets, and that's all you have to do to turn on your token. USA is taking on Paraguay in the opening round on Friday. You need to hope for as many goals as possible, hopefully more goals for the USA than Paraguay, but that'll be on Friday. All you need to do is visit FanDuel.com/local to get started. Now, let there be goals on FanDuel. 21 plus and present in Missouri. Opt-in required. Must apply bonus token. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable bonus bets, which expire 7 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
101 ESPN Sports Center.
I'm Andrew Marsh. It's time for a Sports Center update brought to you by Universal Windows Direct. The Cardinals take on the Mets tonight with Dustin May on the mound. He'll face off against Freddie Peralta. First pitch from Citi Field is at 6:10. Last night, the Spurs took down the New York Knicks 115-111. New York still on top in the NBA Finals, leading that series 2-1. Tonight, Game 4 of the Stanley Cup Final can be heard right here on 101 ESPN. The Golden Knights take on the Hurricanes. Pregame starts at 6:30. Puck drop is at 7. I'm Andrew Marsh, and this Sports Center update is brought to you by Universal Windows Direct. You'll be saying, I love my windows.
Topics in the sports world.
What in the wide world of sports is going on here?
Here's what's trending.
Welcome back to the Fast Lane here on 101 ESPN with Anthony Stalter, Jamie Rivers, and Carey Davis. I'm Andrew Marsh, and it's time for What's Trending. Gentlemen, today I want to talk about egos in sports. Mike Florio of Pro Football Talk wrote on NBCSports.com, A.J. Brown made his official farewell to Philly on Monday when he was traded to the Patriots. He returned to the building to get the last of his things later in the week, and he left something behind.
Oh, boy.
On a wall with photos of the team's Pro Bowl player, Brown applied his signature. He added a message to it. The best to ever play here, Brown wrote, via Mike Garofalo of NFL Network.
Terrell Owens played there, didn't he?
Yeah, he did.
Pretty good.
Yeah,
also, in quote, always open.
Oh, wow, that's true.
So I want to talk about egos today in sports. How do you manage egos in a locker room as a teammate and also as a coach? I have to feel like they are two separate things.
Yeah, times have changed a lot, so I don't know if what I am going to say will actually apply to today's athlete. I'll just say this. There was a certain level of respect for your teammates and for the game and for your fan base when I first broke into the NHL. As a rookie, there wasn't like hazing and things like that. There were a couple of things. But you're playing pro hockey. Like there were certain things you did, like you picked up the pucks after practice. Just did things like that. Mm-hmm. But it was always team first. And I've seen some fist fights in the middle of the locker room, in the middle of games, over somebody whose head got a little inflated like that, and somebody else called them out. They didn't like it. They had it out a little bit, but then it's funny how it works is that individual who thought they were better than the team usually conformed to the group after that. So I don't understand this kind of behavior. It's very foreign to me. I don't see it in a lot of the players in the NHL per se, although it is leaking in certain parts of it. But coaches, I think, are doing their best to control it. I don't know, maybe because the money's so much bigger in the NFL. Maybe these guys get paid so big, so quick that it just makes them feel bigger than the team. I don't know. Like I said, I don't know if what I have to say even applies anymore in today's game.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Like, if that's how you feel, I'm sure there are some people on that team and in that locker room like, I'm glad he's gone. Mm-hmm. Because if that's the, I don't know, bravado or ego that you walked around with or carried around, there's a difference between, being confident and being cocky. Mm-hmm. And I do think wide receivers are probably the one group of all of the position groups in all of sports that are the closest on that line. Mm-hmm. Like, I'm honest. I don't think defensive backs are. I think some are. I don't think running backs. I don't even think quarterbacks are. Offensive linemen definitely are not. They are like the coolest group of all the groups. If you hang out with an offensive lineman, you're going to have a good time. Them dudes are the nicest group of people you'll ever meet. But something about those damn wide receivers, man. I told you they walk around with blinders on, like they don't see anything outside of what's right in front of them. Whatever they're locked in on, that's what it is. I was open. I don't give a damn if he was open. I was open. I don't care that you had 4 people trying to rip your face off, quarterback. I'm open. So I do think that this is part of the mindset of really good wide receivers, and I think you can't take it away from them. So I'm sure there are some people that are like, okay, that's over with. Thank God.
I am kind of interested in you breaking down those positions. So offensive linemen, you said, are the most down to earth and the coolest. They have the
offensive linemen are like some of the best people you'll ever meet.
Running backs, hardworking.
You'll have your diva every now and then, but for the most part, you're in a reliant position.
Yeah.
Like positions where you rely on other offensive linemen don't rely on anybody. They literally are the ones either they're trying to stop the rush.
Well, they're very protective.
They're very protective people. They're big,
nurturing.
They have to work together.
Have to work together. Have to communicate well.
D-line.
Nasty, like gritty, grimy. Get after, like some of them, like not nasty, like bad people, but like tough, hard nosed. You know, linebackers I think are kind of in the similar mindset, similar mode. You're probably less talkative. D linemen can be very talkative. Linebackers might not be very talkative. You got to run into somebody, 30 times a game. Not a whole lot of talking you want to do.
More responsibility, arguably.
A lot of thinking going on at that position and stress because you got to get everybody lined up. You got to make sure that you get your plays in and now, okay, you're wrong. No, here, this covers it. It's a lot that goes on with that. And DBs are just kind of,
corners.
They don't have, corners don't have, I don't think they have, like they are delusional, I would say.
You almost have to be.
Like a little delusional. Like the receiver dropped the pass, they think they made the play. No, you didn't do that.
Right.
Dropped it.
Got burned.
Yeah.
Got
you
lucky.
dropped it because I was right there. No, that's not it at all, sir. So
can't even see you in the frame.
I don't even know you're there.
Yeah.
But so can be a little delusional.
You hear me coming.
Wide receivers they are different people, man.
Yeah. Safeties.
Safeties I would probably put similar to running backs. Like you don't really hear like diva safeties. Like they are the last line of defense. So there's a
responsibility
level of responsibility, a maturity about you. Your receivers are like, man, I'm open. Why didn't you come throw me the ball? I don't understand.
I had 2 seconds to throw.
I feel like what's
not my problem.
Ironic about us talking about it is that I feel like you played with a ton of humble wide receivers.
Yeah.
Well, you did have...
Santonio he's humble, but he's also always open in his mind.
Okay, so then does that come down to coaching too?
I think it comes down to the locker room.
I don't mean coaching like X's and O's. Like Mike Tomlin had a presence.
I think for our team, the presence was more in the locker room.
Okay.
Like I think when Mike T got there, he was young. We had a couple of players that were older than Mike. So, we were a player-led team. Like, James Ferrier was our captain. And if you, literally, he was the middle linebacker, played 15 years in middle linebacker. Like, he was our captain. It wasn't Ben. It wasn't, Hines was as well offensively, but we call him Potsy. Potsy was the captain. It was no questions asked. It was known. That was, and so our team was player-led. We had a lot of veterans that things didn't really go haywire. Now, we did have people, ready to fight at times. Maybe a card game got out of hand a little bit. But it was never like a disrespectful how you carried yourself. Not while I was there. I can't speak to what happened after I left because I heard some things happen after I left and after that group of people left, but it wasn't that way when we were there. So...
That's Carey Davis. You can join him and 101 at ESPN this Friday from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. at the Paymore in Baldwin. New to the St. Louis area, Paymore is a great way to sell, recycle, and buy electronics. And this Friday, you can get 20% off all in-store purchases. Plus, get entered to win a brand new PS5. Paymore is now open with 2 locations in Baldwin and Maplewood. And you can check out the Baldwin location located at 15367 Manchester Road this Friday from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. with Carey Davis and 101 at ESPN. If you missed that address, you can find all the details at 101 at ESPN.com.
Do you think the New York Mets are experiencing something like what we were just talking about with Juan Soto? Obviously, Jamie brought up the whole not running to first base. The team isn't playing that well. Do you think he carries somewhat of a ego into that locker room?
I would think so.
You think?
How much is he making? More than anybody in baseball?
Other than Shohei?
Outside of
He made
Shohei?
more than Shohei.
Yeah. So, yeah, probably.
Just goes to show, like what the Cardinals have right now. To me, there's no egos, right?
No.
Because they're not to that
Nobody's
point
getting
yet.
paid.
Exactly, and I think that bodes well for the Cardinals.
So far, yeah, right now.
Right now, it
Right
does.
now. No. This group of Cardinals, they're not going to have any egos moving forward. This group. It's a special group, guys.
Hopefully.
Don't you hopefully, guys?
They run out ground balls.
Yes, they do. Always. All right, it's Fastlane on 101 ESPN. Dan Graziano at ESPN.com gathered one QB question for all 32 teams. We pulled out some of the more intriguing ones. It's next on 101 ESPN. Jamie, do you know how to pay 1% less on purchases?
I wish I did.
Well, guess what? You're about to find out. Stewie, please tell us.
You know what? This is such a big deal. People are out there and they understand the interest rates have climbed due to what's going on in the Middle East. The economy is strong. Everybody's worried the Fed Reserve is going to go ahead and raise interest rates versus cut them. So we have the solution for you. 1% under the interest rate that you lock for the first year. You lock it at 6.5, you get 5.5 for the first year. This is for purchases only. It gives you an opportunity to make lower payments. So if you're sitting on the sidelines and you're worrying, hey, you know what? I can't afford a payment right now. We know interest rates can go down later. I'll jump in later. Don't. Get the house of your dreams now. Pay 1% less than the prevailing rate. You'll pay a lower payment. Later on, rates drop. You refinance for free with the bagel loan. You're way ahead of the game.
That's why you call Stewie. Right there. And that's why you shouldn't procrastinate. Get on the phone. Call our guy, Stewie. Get locked in with this great special going on right now. But you got to call him. 314-324-4440.
Again, 314-324-4440.
He's our guy. It needs to be your guy. Tell him that Jamie and Anthony sent you in. And if you have any other questions about lending or your finances whatsoever, just talk to Stewie about it. If you forgot that number, Anthony, what can you do?
You can always Google the bagel loan. Thanks, Stewie.
Have a great night, guys.
NMLS number 226715.
So Dan Graziano at ESPN gathered one QB question for all 32 teams, and we pulled out some of the more intriguing questions. Start with the Ravens. How long should we expect that Lamar Jackson stays in Baltimore? He's got, I believe, 2 years left on his current contract. I can't imagine the Ravens not figuring out a deal for Lamar Jackson unless the injuries really pile up over the next 2 seasons and it winds up being a bigger problem than what we can foresee right now.
Why are we trying to move on from Lamar Jackson would be my question.
Yeah.
Dan? Anyone? No? Yeah, I don't know. What I unless he's unable to play, then I would move on from him. But you don't get guys this talented, 2-time MVP. And I consistently say that winning a championship is a team award. It's not an individual award. So you have to make sure that the guy, now he has to play at the level that he consistently plays at in the regular season. But you have to have the players around him that can make sure that they have all of the pieces in place to win a championship. It's not solely on him. He has to play well, but he can't play so well that he wins it by himself. Mm-hmm. So I think I don't think we're ever, if I'm in Baltimore, GM Eric DeCosta or Jesse Minter as the head coach,
right?
That's a non-starter. We're not even having that conversation.
And Dan Graziano said, I wouldn't be surprised if the Ravens and Jackson announced a new agreement on an agreement on a new contract extension at any point this year. But if we get all the way through the coming season without an extension, the questions about Jackson's future in Baltimore, whether from his end or the team's, will only get louder. I would only think it'd be from Lamar's side of things, not Baltimore's side of things. But,
agreed.
All right, the Browns. Same question every year. What's the plan at quarterback? That's the question posed by Dan Graziano. Shedeur Sanders, the Browns' 5th-round pick in the 2025 draft, finished last season as the starter and is in contention to retain that role under new coach Todd Monken. But Deshaun Watson, who signed that fully guaranteed $230 million contract back in 2022 as a condition of the trade that sent him to Cleveland from Houston, is healthy and also competing for the starting job.
I think they're going to give Deshaun Watson an opportunity. It's the final year of that contract, so you're not going to throw. You've already, I don't want to say wasted money because he hasn't played a ton of games during his tenure there, but you're going to give him an opportunity. And if it doesn't go well, then I think you do let Shedeur Sanders get that opportunity to be the quarterback. And if that doesn't go well, then you're back at the drawing board at the 2027 draft. Mm-hmm. There's going to be some quarterbacks that maybe you look at and say, okay, we can build around this guy. But I often believe that, and I don't think it's always right, but I think teams feel like we don't want to waste our money. And they've paid Deshaun a lot of money to not play football yet, not play as many games as they signed him up to play. I think they're going to try to give him every opportunity to see if he can get it rectified. And if not, then I would move on to Shedeur.
I agree. I think they're probably going to give Deshaun Watson an opportunity just because they don't believe in the sunk cost theory.
Yes.
Where the money's already been spent. There's nothing you could do about it.
Well, and there's no clear cut. Like if Shedeur Sanders was a clear cut number 1, maybe they'd say, well, whatever.
I think it's Dylan Gabriel.
But I think he changed his number finally. I think he's like number 5 or 6.
Oh, okay, good. Glad that got resolved before he gets cut. Cowboys. What? Did I say something?
Actually, normally I say you're being a bit harsh. I think you're spot on, brother.
Cowboys, can Dak Prescott finally add playoff success to his resume? So the idea being that Dak Prescott has put up some pretty good numbers in the regular season, but the guy hasn't had much playoff success. This will be Prescott's 11th season as a Cowboys starter. In that time, he has a record of 83, 55-1 in the regular season, but it's just 2-5 in the playoffs. Last season marked the 8th time Prescott played at least 12 games, but the first of those 8 in which Dallas had a losing record.
There's just some franchises that are they just don't win, right? I think Dallas is now one of
Dallas
those
had
teams.
A pretty good offseason.
Sure.
It's just funny that you say that given the 90s. I mean, I know what you mean.
I'm talking about now.
Yeah, I know what you mean, though. It's like a franchise. Like when I think of that, I think of the Jets.
Or Cleveland.
For sure.
Vikings.
I'm talking about like playoff success.
Yeah.
Playoff success. Like they haven't been to a...
In fairness to you, you didn't see the 90s.
The 90s.
It means nothing to
him. He hasn't experienced. Yeah, that makes
funny
sense.
you bring that up because I don't believe they've been to an NFC Championship game since I've been born.
What?
Since I've been alive.
Wow, that makes sense.
It's been a while.
Been a minute.
But also, do you trust who their head coach is to bring them playoff success?
Oh, God, no.
Okay, so, this is just one guy.
Why not?
Why would I?
You don't trust old Shotty?
No.
He did okay.
Marty Schottenheimer is a really good coach. Did not have a lot of playoff success at all.
No, he,
Now, they're different people, Jamie. They're different people. Same DNA, though. Same last name, same DNA.
Now, with all that being
you do
said,
the math, Jamie.
I didn't. You said DNA. That's not math.
You do the math.
This is science.
Science.
I really like Dak Prescott. I think he's a great quarterback. If he was on any other team, yeah.
You say yes, but since he's on the Cowboys, you say no.
Yeah.
Got it. Packers, is there more pressure than ever on Jordan Love? Is there more pressure than ever?
I don't know if it's
ever.
Well, maybe.
Division's stacked.
Year after year, I guess the pressure adds up.
Yeah.
It continues to grow and progress more, especially if you aren't having the championship success, whether that's NFC championships or making it to the Super Bowl. I guess that pressure does start to build up on you. I don't know, though. For some reason, there are some quarterbacks, there are some players that don't get that pressure. Like the media doesn't put the pressure on them in a way that they do on other players. Jordan Love could fall into that category, but like you said, that division is so tough now. I think the pressure is on the Bears to be really good because of how they finished last season, and you're expecting another step for Caleb Williams. I think the pressure is on the Lions, who the hell figured that was going to happen last year. That was weird, right? The struggles that they had. So, yes and no. I don't think anybody believes or has pressure on Jordan Love, especially now. Micah Parsons is not going to be back until, I guess, mid-October. So if you're looking at the defense and the offense as a whole.
What'd you call me?
I wasn't talking to you.
Oh.
Maybe. You would probably not put as much pressure on old Jordan Love.
Yeah, I mean, I get the notion of like his team's pretty good, but he's going to need to do more to elevate the team. So I understand that part of it. But you play in a division that everybody expects the Bears to get back to the playoffs, maybe even take that next step. A lot of people expect the Vikings to be much better. A lot of people expect the Lions to rebound. Certainly Jamie does, and I don't blame him for that. So you play in arguably the hardest division in the league. So it's going to be tough to say, well, hey, listen, you got to do a lot of this on your own, Jordan.
I wonder if there should be some pressure, though, because, we were just talking about Dallas, and the Packers smoked them a few years ago in the playoffs and then almost beat San Francisco to then take on the Lions in the NFC Championship game. Like, coming out of that season, I thought that Green Bay would ascend after being a wild card team, but it seems like they've just sort of stayed the same.
Yeah.
We make the jokes, they're always the 7 seed.
There's a reason why we do that, though.
Like, I feel like they need to eventually start ascending, not only in the playoffs, but just in the regular season, too, to put them in an optimal position to maybe get a home game at some point with Jordan Love.
Right. That'd be nice, especially in Green Bay in the winter.
Yes.
Texans, can C.J. Stroud play his way into a contract extension? As Dan Graziano writes, Stroud is a fascinating case. Our last memory of him was almost impossibly poor performance in the Texans' divisional round to the Patriots. Divisional round loss to the Patriots. He wasn't much better the week before in a wildcard victory over Kerry Davis' Steelers. That's right, Dan put that in there. Eligible for a contract extension for the first time this offseason, Stroud still doesn't have one. It feels like the Texans, who are usually early and proactive with their extensions, want to see how 2026 goes before handing one out. I could see him playing better. I can see him playing significantly better.
I can too.
It's a contract year. There is something to that. I think he plays well. I do think he gets a contract extension.
I think he has to get that extension. He's going into, this is his 4th year, right? And so next year they already decided they're picking up the 5th year option. So he essentially has 2 years left, but most really good players, really good quarterbacks don't go into their final season without getting a new contract. Is it a make or break year? Probably.
Yeah,
in terms of
it absolutely
receiving that big money for CJ Stroud. I think that the fact that his defense is so good, if he takes the approach of, I don't have to win the game, I just don't have to lose it.
Mm-hmm.
And in all fairness, he definitely lost probably both of those games, but somehow the defense was able to get it straight and beat the Steelers. There was like 8 turnovers in that game.
Yeah.
Between the Steelers and the Texans, and then they went the following week and lost to New England.
Mm-hmm.
was in New England, if I'm not mistaken.
It was.
Yeah, a game that they had an opportunity to win if he doesn't turn the ball over in the manner in which he did. So if he takes the approach of, I don't have to be the hero, and I got my guys back healthy, ready to roll, I think they could be a really good team, and I think he will get that contract extension that he's looking for.
All right, we'll do one more. How will this mess sort itself out? That's what Dan Graziano posted about the Vikings. After 2024 first-round pick JJ McCarthy flopped in his first season as starter, the Vikings added former Cardinals QB Kyler Murray as a minimum salary free agent. They also brought back Carson Wentz, who played well in relief of an injured McCarthy last season until he got injured. McCarthy is still here, too. It's an open competition in Minnesota, and the team isn't overly committed to any of these guys. Murray is signed for only 1 year, has no franchise tag clause. McCarthy is a season away from his fifth-year option in terms of the decision needed to be made on that fifth year.
Yeah.
It's going to be Kyler Murray. I don't even think this is a mess.
I don't think so either. They're posing it as a 50-50 quarterback competition. Why would Kyler Murray choose Minnesota if they said, hey, by the way, it's a 50-50 quarterback competition? He chose Minnesota right off the bat instead of going to talk to anybody else. I'm pretty sure it's not a 50-50 quarterback competition.
No.
And why would you sign Carson Wentz for $3 million, by the way? That's like, backup quarterback money. For instance, Tyrod Taylor, he's the backup for the Packers.
Yeah.
He's making 2.5. Drew Lock, backup for the Seattle Seahawks. He's making under $3 million. You're going to pay Carson Wentz $3 million to be your third quarterback?
Say it. What are you saying?
I think JJ McCarthy probably gets traded before the season starts.
Traded?
There you go.
Or just released?
They're not going to release him.
No, they'll trade him.
They'll trade him. I think right now.
Who's trading for him?
Pittsburgh.
Well, I think right now you are saying, hey, this is a 50-50 split. You're trying to get more. You're trying to make his stock rise a little bit more. And
JJ knows. JJ saw the writing on the wall.
I just don't know who's trading for him.
Detroit.
Somebody would trade for him.
Why?
You don't need him to start? You don't need him to start?
Well, then,
he's not lefty.
Watch your mouth. Okay?
Not lefty.
I'm not dogging on JJ. I just don't know of the market being so good that someone wants him. If they have their own guys,
have
their own guys already,
he won a national championship.
If this was like pre-draft and they're trading him, his chances would be better to find somewhere.
You listen to me, Jamie.
I'm not listening.
It's great to be a Michigan Wolverine.
It was for that year
and a Lion. That's what JJ McCarthy is going to be saying in about a month.
Yeah.
I don't know if he goes to the Lions. I mean, he could. He could. He did beat him twice.
He did.
There you go. Well, can't beat him, join him. Or do beat him, join him.
No, he beat him once.
It doesn't matter, Marsh.
Yeah.
All right.
Gauntlet. Max Brosmer beat him. Which Max not a great league. That's where your team is right now, Jamie.
That guy's a dog.
Yeah, no,
Give him the football.
We have a returning Gauntlet contestant next on 101 ESPN.
Nothing better than a local brewery that knows exactly what St. Louisans love when it comes to beer. That is Urban Chestnut. Located here in St. Louis, the Grove, they've got amazing beers out there. You've seen the Zwickel before. Well, now they've got the Zwickel Light available. It's an elevated light beer. Again, locally brewed, light lager with low calories, low carbs, crisp, clean, refreshing. We talk about those calories. Only 95 calories, 3.7 carbs. Match that up against other light beers. You're going to see it's right there and even better than some of them. But where it really shines is the taste. Because the Zwickel Light tastes like beer. Anytime you have a little sip, you're going to know it right away. You say, man, that's good stuff. It really is. So find out where you can get those right now all around St. Louis, including dirt cheap. They've also released Squirrel Works. It's a hazy IPA. If you're an IPA drinker, you're going to love this. If you're not an IPA drinker, got to give it a shot, man. It is so good. It's available in a 4-pack as well as a single cans, and you're going to love it. You're going to try it. You're going to love it. We had a bunch of people this weekend that have never tried it. In fact, weren't IPA drinkers, and they absolutely loved it as well. So please, for any other information regarding these two beers or any other beers in the stable over there at Urban Chestnut, please visit urbanchestnut.com. Again, that's urbanchestnut.com.
Warriors. 4 categories, 1 challenger. Can you survive the Gauntlet?
Brought to you by Blue Note Roofing. Roofing, siding, and gutters. Visit BlueNoteRoofingSTL.com for a free inspection.
4:05, your time check brought to you by Clarkson Jewelers, an officially licensed Rolex jeweler with Andrew Marsh, Carey Davis, and Jamie Rivers. I'm Anthony Stalter. Let's head back to our phone line. We got Jerry back for round 2. What's up, Jerry?
Hey, how's it going, guys?
Doing good. You beat CD yesterday, so you're back for round 2 today. Congrats. Would you like to take on Andrew Marsh, Jamie Rivers, or me in round 2?
I think I'd like to drop the gloves with Jamie today.
All right.
Oh,
Jamie Rivers getting called out.
All right, Jer. Good luck, buddy.
You too.
Thank
I like
you.
it. Okay. All right. As Jamie makes his way into the cone of silence, Jerry, go ahead and tell Andrew Marsh to spin that wheel.
Spin that wheel, Marsh.
All right. What category are you hoping for today, Jerry?
I hope to stay away from hockey against Jamie, but I like baseball or random would be good.
Okay. What do we got? I know it's not hockey based on your face.
It was almost hockey. We are going back to baseball.
Okay, Jerry, you're going to get 4 baseball-related questions again. Each one is worth 2 points, unless you ask for the options. If you ask for the options, those questions are worth 1 point. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right, question 1. Who holds the Major League record for most plate appearances at 3,664 without getting hit by a pitch?
Oh, wow.
Jeez, this is a doozy.
That is. Somebody's working overtime on this question.
Seriously.
Could I have the options, please?
Yeah, I don't blame you. Terry Steinbach, Mark Lemke, or Trip Cromer?
Trip Cromer. I'll go with Steinbach. Final answer.
Question number 2. On July 9th, 2022, the Mets retired the number 17 jersey of this 5-time All-Star.
Could you repeat that, please?
On July 9th, 2022, the Mets retired the number 17 jersey of this 5-time All-Star.
Can't remember if Hernandez wore 17 with the Mets. I'll take the options.
Is it Keith Hernandez, Todd Hundley, or Jose Reyes?
No, it's got to be Keith Hernandez. Final answer.
Question number 3. Happy birthday to former Cardinal Joe Kelly. How many World Series titles did the hard-throwing reliever win in his MLB career?
Okay. I think he won one with the Cardinals, one with the Dodgers. Did he win one with... No, I don't think he won with... I'm going to say 2. Final answer.
All right, last question, Jerry. Texas recently took the Women's College World Series championship for the second straight season. Name the school that it defeated in 2 games.
This is baseball category, right?
Yes, Texas recently took the Women's College World Series championship for the second straight season.
Okay.
Name the school that it defeated in 2 games.
Okay. Could I have options, please?
Sure. Stanford, Oklahoma, Texas Tech.
I'm going to go Texas Tech. Final answer.
All right. Let's bring back Jamie from the Cone of Silence. Jerry, how you feeling?
Kind of iffy. I'm not sure.
Yeah. Ooh, Jamie walking in kind of rushed, maybe. Urgency hit. He walked in with.
There's no point stalling. Let's get after it. Let's go.
It's true. All right, here we go. Baseball's your category,
I
Jamie.
love baseball.
Pack a lunch.
Question 1. Who holds the Major League record for most plate appearances? 3,664 without getting hit by a pitch.
Oh. Options. Come on.
No, you come on. Why don't you know that off the top of your head?
I don't know.
Terry Steinbach, Mark Lemke, Trip Cromer.
I don't know. Terry Steinbach. Sure. Final answer.
Question number 2. On July 9th, 2022, the Mets retired the number 17 jersey of this 5-time All-Star.
The Mets did? What year?
On July 9th, 2022, the Mets retired the number 17 jersey of this 5-time All-Star.
Keith Hernandez. Final answer.
Question number 3. Happy birthday to former Cardinal Joe Kelly. How many World Series titles did the hard-throwing reliever win in his MLB career?
Wow. I'll say 2. Final answer.
Final question, Jamie.
Yeah.
Texas recently took the Women's College World Series championship for the second straight season. Name the school that it defeated in 2 games.
Options.
Stanford, Oklahoma, or Texas Tech.
I'll go Stanford. Final answer.
Okay.
Come on, what is softball? It says the category is baseball.
Yeah, it is baseball.
What was that last question? What was it? Say it again.
No, the category is baseball.
Yeah, and what was
the last question? It's related to baseball, and then it's softball.
Yeah.
Women's softball.
Well done. Well done, guys.
You didn't watch it?
It'd be like saying, hey, a category is football, and then someone asks a soccer question. God, but it's called football. Yeah, right. Jerry gets it.
I do. I said the same thing.
Jeez. Just let's go ahead.
All right, let's go over these. Jerry versus Jamie. Category, baseball-ish. Who holds the Major League record for most plate appearances, 3,664, without getting hit by a pitch? Now, both these, you know what, didn't know this off the top of their heads.
That's a tough one, yeah.
Jerry asked for the options. He went Terry Steinbach. Jamie, hey, did the exact same thing. Correct answer is...
Mark Lemke.
Mark Lemke is the correct answer.
You don't know that.
We have a 0-0 tie.
Common knowledge, folks.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
On July 9th, 2022, the Mets retired the number 17 jersey of this five-time All-Star. Jamie said Keith Hernandez. Jerry also said Keith Hernandez. Correct answer is...
It is former Cardinal Keith Hernandez.
But Jamie didn't need the options. Jerry second-guessed himself on it, then said, they should have went Keith Hernandez. Will it cost him? That's the question. Jamie 2, Jerry 1. Here we go. Happy birthday, of course, to former Cardinal Joe Kelly. How many World Series titles did the hard-throwing reliever win in his Major League career? Jamie said 2. Jerry said 2.
Oh.
Correct answer is...
2.
Neither of you needed the options.
It was funny how Jerry got there, though.
Yeah.
Yes. Jerry, do you want to explain?
I just kind of, I don't know if I had it right, but I said one was the Cardinals, one was the Dodgers, but I don't know if I did that right or
No,
not.
that's okay. So it was 2018 with Boston and 2020 with the Dodgers. Either way, you got it. You got there with 2.
You got there anyways, Jerry.
So Jamie's got 4 points. Jerry has 3.
Now it comes down to the softball question. Come on, man.
Texas recently took the Women's College World Series championship for the second straight season. Name the school that it defeated in 2 games. Jamie went with Stanford. Jerry went with Texas Tech.
Oh, man.
So this is how it's going to work. If it's Texas Tech, we got a walk-off. If it's Stanford or Oklahoma, Jamie wins today. Jerry.
Walk it off.
It was Texas Tech.
Come on, Jerry.
It was Texas Tech. We got a 4-4 tie. This is how it's going to work.
Son of a...
Jamie is going to write down his answer. Jerry, while he's writing down his answer, you are not going to say anything. You're not going to Google anything. You're just going to think about your answer. Because when we go to you, after we see Jamie's response, we want an answer. Understood?
Yes, sir.
Closest to... Thank you. Closest to the pin will win today's gauntlet. Here it is. Entering Tuesday night's series opener versus the Cardinals, Mets right-hander Freddie Peralta had thrown how many career innings? How many career innings? So, Jerry, you're going to hold off while Jamie writes down his answer.
Wow, okay.
Jamie's thinking.
I have no idea. I'm so far off on this.
Okay.
Can you show the...
No.
Can you show everybody your work?
No.
All right.
Okay. Jerry, what's your answer?
Man, I'm going to say 987.
Wow.
It's somewhere in the middle, isn't it? Marshall's got the calculator out.
I don't think you need one.
You don't, but...
Wow, I don't. Yeah.
You don't need one.
Wow. Entering Tuesday night's series opener versus the Cardinals, Mets right-hander Freddie Peralta had thrown how many career innings? We just heard Jerry say 987. Jamie, the number you wrote down was?
1,100.
1,100. Marsh? The correct answer is?
1,003.
Jerry.
Oh.
You have chosen wisely.
Jerry, you win again, man. You won round 2 today. Tiebreaker against Jamie. You guys were both damn close. Wow. Congrats, Jerry.
I was going to write down 1,000, too. And I was like, he's probably got a few more innings. Another year I don't remember right now.
You guys were both in the... I mean, Jerry was almost pin high. But Nice job, Jerry.
Yeah, whatever, Jerry.
Hey, it's like we said in the country when I was growing up in Northeast Missouri, even a blind sow finds an acorn every once in a while.
Absolutely. Yeah, we certainly said that in our family, too. Jerry, you've been fun, man. We'll see you tomorrow.
All right, man.
Take
See you
care.
tomorrow.
All right.
Good job, Jerry.
Oh, man.
That was tough. 4-4. Close. I mean, you were right there, kid.
I gave
right
Peralta an extra year in there. I was like, trying to do the math, you know?
Sure. Yeah, you were close.
Well done by Jerry.
All right, so Jamie's going to go to the penalty box.
Yep.
Jerry's going to be back tomorrow for round 3. We'll take on either Marsh or me. Yeah. Sports Six Pack Part 1 is coming up, so if you got any questions, send it into the Air Comfort Service text line at 314-399-9646. Again, 314-399-9646. We'll do our Sports Six Pack Part 1 next.
time for the Fast Lane to answer your sports questions.
I want to ask you a bunch of questions, and I want to have them answered immediately.
Asking me all these weird questions.
Answer the question.
Answer the question.
Answer me!
Refreshed by Urban Chestnut. Urban Chestnut Swickle Light Premium Light Beer. Live your lifestyle, St. Louis.
Time for part one of the Sports Six Pack here in the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. Andrew Marsh, Carey Davis, Jamie Rivers, Anthony Stalter. Here's Marsh with question one.
Actually, before we get to the first question, do you remember last week we had a question about getting hit in the head by a fastball from Jacob Mizorowski?
Mm-hmm.
Did you see over the weekend a guy get hit in the head with a fastball by Jacob Mizorowski?
I missed it.
I missed it, too.
Did he get up?
No, I mean, he did eventually. He was down on the ground for a little bit.
Listen, Marsh, again, don't forget our options. Our options weren't much better. Step in the ring with Tyson for a round.
That was
and
by
every
far.
time we get knocked down, it
Told
started
you
to...
which one was the best option.
Yeah, it was the Mizorowski one.
No.
Ray Lewis.
Running into a linebacker.
No, it wasn't that.
No, it wasn't
being
that.
blindsided.
It was being blindsided.
Blindsided.
You'll be
Carey.
okay.
I don't know about that.
I'd rather take that fastball in the dome.
Yep.
No way.
Yeah.
No way, man.
I'll tell you. I'll tell you why I do that. There ain't nothing up here anyways, and everybody knows it.
Kind of what I was thinking, too.
Yep. What am I protecting?
True.
Your sanity.
That was gone a long time ago.
What year is it?
Yeah.
Question number one.
Yeah.
All right, from the 314. Why don't NHL players wear a face guard all the time? It just makes sense. We see Braden McNabb is now wearing a cage because he got hit in the face with a puck.
I mean, I don't know why they
don't think it's cool. You can say it.
I don't know. I never wore a visor, so I don't know what to tell you.
You barely wore a helmet. Were you part of when the rule changed? When did the rule change where everyone had to wear a helmet?
I was. Well, it was the year. Well, let's see. I played with the last guy who
didn't have to wear a helmet. Yeah, because it's like grandfathered in.
Yeah. They offered it again, like in the late '90s, where you could sign a waiver and play without a helmet, but nobody did it.
No. What was the point
of what?
Not wearing a helmet.
I don't know. Some guy. I don't know. Like my first couple of years, a bunch of guys would practice without helmets. Too.
Really?
And we had, those little Jofas, like the Gretzky helmet. So my first year, they give those out to the guys who wear in practice. I didn't get one as a rookie because they're like, no, you just do what you're told.
Yeah.
Okay. But I got a second year. I still wear it. I played all the alumni games wearing my thimble, as Ashley calls it. You wear a thimble on your head. What's that going to protect? And I said, hey, if you want to knock it off my head, go ahead. Try it. Mm-hmm. Try that. But, I don't know why they don't wear cages all the time. They can. Mm-hmm. But, and I know maybe it's a dumb thing, but how are you going to fight with a cage on you? Like, you're not going to fight a guy with a cage on. No. What's the point of that?
Then you should be running people now.
If you got a cage on, you'll get murdered. Oh, no. You will get hurt. If you're wearing a cage and you run around, someone's hurting you. Someone's taking a 5-minute major, you're getting hurt.
They like the hell with it. We can't fight.
Mike Eagles and other guys used to ski around. They had those, we called them the skidoo mask. It was like a visor that came down all the way.
Oh, with the chin?
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh. Those are terrible to look at.
That man, to this day, is probably still in pain.
Really?
Guys used to try and hurt him bad. Because you could, if you fought him, you couldn't punch him in the face. His visor the whole time.
Right.
So guys would get very angry at that.
How do you think that's playing out for Braden McNabb right now? Because we saw something similar when the Blues were in the Stanley Cup with Zdeno Chara. He had a bubble on because of his jaw being broke.
Yeah, that was way worse, by the way.
I'm
not minimizing Braden McNabb, but he got it in the nose and the orbital bone. Whatever. Zdeno Chara had his jaw wired shut. Right. He was playing through it.
Yeah.
But, you're not going to take a run at those guys because they're not willingly.
What?
Well, you know what I'm saying?
I'm going to run every time I hit Braden McNabb, I'm trying to get my shoulder in his face. Every single time. I want him to quit. I want him to go home.
No, I
want
understand
him to cry.
That. I'm not I'm talking about from the standpoint of why he is wearing that.
Oh,
and if he is running around, giving, cross-checking guys or whatever, you're not doing it because he's wearing a cage. It's more so you're doing it because of the injury itself.
You know why it's there.
Yes.
Yeah, but I'll tell you what I'm doing is everything I just said in every scrum.
For sure.
I'm making sure I grab the bottom of that cage and I'm jamming it up into his nose every single time. I want him to tap out. I want him to go home and cry into his pillow.
Dang.
Man.
It's the Stanley Cup playoffs, man. Come
Yeah,
on.
no, I get it.
I'm not walking up to the guy at the bank doing that, not yet. But certainly doing the Stanley Cup final. I don't know. I gotta be wearing a cage at the bank anyway.
Just trying to protect myself.
Just let me know.
As I deposit my check.
Have you seen? Did you ever play with anybody who wore a half cage?
No,
Those things are terrible.
That was a little before. That was like college hockey in like the mid to late 80s. A lot of teams would wear the cat eye cage, like the goalie cage on their helmet. It was a really weird look, but that was a little ahead of me.
Question number 2.
All right, from the 636, what does it do to a player's psyche when they hear or they're under the impression that fans want them traded, i.e. a Jordan Kyrou?
I would say you probably shouldn't be listening to any of that. You can't avoid it. I'm sure you got family that is listening. You got friends that are listening, and they might bring it to you. But you have he has control over it. He ain't going nowhere unless he chooses to go somewhere. So it doesn't really matter. And the fans don't pay your bills. They don't, pay your salary. The team does. And if the team still wants you there, what difference does it make? Everyone is not going to be pleased with what you do at all times. So if you're worried about what fans are saying as an athlete, you're probably going to lose your damn mind.
It's tough. I'm sure it's tough to hear or to see, but Jordan Kyrou, he knows exactly what's going on because the team has to come and ask him to waive his no-trade clause. So until they do that, all this is just talk. It's just rumors, Just don't check things out, I guess.
Yep. All right, we will... Oh,
let's do one more here.
Oh, okay.
Question number 3.
Most important question that we're going to get all day. From the 314, why isn't Jamie in the penalty box?
Oh, that's a great question.
That is a great question.
He will be next. That's on us. That's the first time we have.
Yeah. That is.
Wow. All right. Well, listen, that's on us.
It's on me too, guys. Sorry about that.
We wish we could send all 4 of us there, but then who's going to turn on the mics? So we'll just send Jamie.
Yeah.
Just send Jamie to the penalty box.
There's a delayed penalty.
Yeah, it's a delayed one. That's right. Yeah. Yep. So we'll get to the rest of the 6-pack next. Carey, you said yesterday you went down to Mentality out in Chesterfield. Today I went in South County. They got two great locations. The reason why we go in, well, our health matters to us. And it's not just about like the energy factor. It is about feeling like we can tackle any sort of project, whether it's at work or at home, and still feel like we're giving our best. At least that's why I go to Mentality. I know you do the same, Carey. First and foremost, when you head down to Mentality, tell them Carey and Anthony sent you in there. They'll sit down with you. They'll talk to you about how you've been feeling. You just be honest with them, because if you feel like Carey and I was, you're dragging all the time. No, the energy's not good. You're not sleeping well. You're not getting in the gym constantly. It's just a mess. But Carey, after that, that's where the real science takes over, and they hold your hand throughout the process.
Yeah, and the thing I love about it is they are about real medicine. They run real blood work. They get it back to you. They let you know exactly what's going on with your body, and they'll build a personalized plan using testosterone replacement therapy and targeted peptide therapy to help restore your energy, focus, and drive. So get in there. Anthony's done it. I've done it. They do a great job.
Yeah, your focus returns. Your mood swings stop. I know for me, Carey, the mood swings are all over the place. I feel more stabilized throughout the course of the day. I feel great. When I go home, plenty of time to still play with the kids and feel like, I can go another couple of rounds, whether it's, football, soccer, baseball, whatever I do in the yard. I feel great. And Mentality is a big part of that. So head down to one of their 2 locations or visit them at lowtusa.com to book an appointment. Or, again, go to lowtusa.com to schedule that appointment with Mentality.
ESPN Sports Center.
I'm Andrew Marsh. It's time for a Sports Center update brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling. The Cardinals take on the Mets tonight with Dustin May on the mound. First pitch is at 6:10. Tonight on 101 ESPN, we'll have Game 4 of the Stanley Cup Final as Vegas takes on Carolina. Pregame starts at 6:30 with the puck drop around 7. Coming up next, we have part 2 of our Sports Six-Pack, so get your questions into the Air Comfort Service text line, 314-399-9646. We'll answer your questions next. I'm Andrew Marsh, and this Sports Center update is brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling, a Daikin heating and air conditioning dealer.
It's time for the Fast Lane to answer your sports questions.
I want to ask you a bunch of questions, and I want to have them answered immediately.
Asking me all these weird questions.
Answer the question.
Answer the question.
Answer me!
Refreshed by Urban Chestnut. Urban Chestnut Swickle Light Premium Light Beer. Live your lifestyle, St. Louis.
All right, we got Jamie in the penalty box now. There we go. We're all set.
Yeah, sorry about that,
Yeah,
guys.
no, that's on all of us. We did not take it responsibly.
Referee missed the call.
Referee missed a call and video review.
Yeah.
Thankfully, got it corrected. So Jamie's now in the penalty box, and we will continue, Marsh, with our Sports Six-Pack.
Question number 4.
From the 618, what sport is the most exciting to cover and which is the worst? And what other sports did you admire growing up besides what you played?
Well, I loved basketball growing up. I think football is exciting to cover. I'm sure Jamie would say hockey. I don't know how fun golf would be to cover. I mean,
baseball's tough too. There's a lot of downtime.
A lot of games too.
Chip and Brad do a great job of filling in the void there with things, but
football's the best to cover because it may not be a shortened season, but obviously as far as games are played, it's shortened. And there's so much magnitude for each game. There can be so much hype. There's so much preview, so much breakdown. You know, you can have a full breakdown afterwards that carries on for days. You can have full previews that go on for days. You can build it up. With the other sports, whether it's hockey at 82 games, NBA at 82 games, or Major League Baseball 162, it almost feels
never ending.
Well, no. It almost feels like it's inauthentic.
Yeah.
To like talk about a game when there's 100 left.
So
you know, like the magnitude of a game when there's 161 left.
Yeah. So you bring that up. Jay Rothman, who was our boss last year with FanDuel, he did Monday Night Football for like 20 years, John Gruden era, all that whole thing. And he had never done hockey. And so when we got into talking about the games, the breakdown of the games, all he could think about is the ramping it up for the one game a week, the breakdowns in game, the post game. And we had to explain to him, hey, Jay, everything you're talking about is amazing, but we got to do it again tomorrow night. And then we got to do it 2 nights later. Right. You can't have this spectacle of a show. You can do the best job you can, make it big, but you don't have a week to prepare for one game. And so that was a learning curve for Jay. And then to your point, Anthony, I would say football as a broadcaster, if I'm an in-game analyst, I would love to cover football, because you get the one play and then you have a good chunk of time to grab the replay that you want, grab the angle that you want, talk about it again, break it down. Whereas hockey, and probably basketball for that matter, it's kind of ongoing. And unless you get a whistle, you have to try and break things down quickly during the play as it happens. And you better not do it while the puck is in the offensive zone for each team, because a goal can be scored at any time. So you've got to get in and get out quickly so that play-by-play doesn't get interrupted. So it's difficult. I would say football would be the best.
Okay.
Question number 5.
From Symphonic Metalhead, can Jamie tell me what the Oilers are thinking with looking at Mike Babcock instead of Steve Ott?
Yeah, they're not thinking. Stan Bowman's an idiot. Let's just leave it there. He is. I mean, player after player after player after player today on social media who played for Mike Babcock they're just telling all their stories all over again. And somebody tried to write a big long diatribe to me. I think it was a text line or somewhere. Anyways, talking about how, the Columbus players, after all that thing happened where he took all their phones, and they said, no, it was okay. He was showing pictures too. That's because he hadn't been fired yet. They said all these nice things about Mike Babcock because he was still their head coach at the time. Who the hell does that? Takes people's phones, goes into their private things, throws them on the big screen TV.
It's weird.
And then Mitch Marner, you heard what he did to him in Toronto, where he brought him in, asked him about a certain player. What do you think so-and-so could be doing better as a veteran player? And he said, well, I think, you get a little more effort on the defensive side, blah, 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 blah. Like, he thought it was like a quiz type thing. Then Babcock goes into the locker room and he confronts the veteran player and says, yeah, Mitch Marner just in there talking about how poor your defensive game is. That guy's,
oh, my God.
So, yeah, that guy's a rookie, and he's in there. He can see that you're not pulling your weight defensively.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's just not a good guy, man. He's not. And he's fine as far as X's and O's, for knowledge. He's not better than Monty. He's not better than some of these, like Bruce Cassidy is miles ahead of Mike Babcock. I don't understand the thought process. He doesn't bring anything of value. So, whatever. I just think it's an idiotic move by the Oilers. Like, how much bad PR can you go through in a couple of years? I mean, Stan Bowman had the whole ordeal in Chicago. that, he got suspended from the league for, and Edmonton says, no, that's our guy. And now Mike Babcock, almost the same thing, different situations, but still was asked pretty much to leave the NHL. Oh, no, that's our guy. Let's bring him here to Edmonton.
We did
coach the greatest player in the game.
We did get a question. I can't remember who posed it, but one of our listeners was wondering who, if Mike Babcock, is with the Oilers and that's all official and all that stuff, who gets fired first, him or Stan Bowman?
It's a package deal. Mm-hmm. Daryl Cates will come to his senses here at some point. Daryl is an unbelievable owner. He wants to win at all costs, and right now he's listening to the wrong people. That's the problem. He is a hockey guy, but not a real, true hockey guy. And right now, Stan Bowman or whoever is giving him really bad information. And Daryl really wants to win. He really wants to bring a Stanley Cup back to the city of Edmonton, and he wants to do it with Connor McDavid. He'll come to his senses here soon enough, and both of those guys will be gone again.
Question number 6.
All right, the 314 wants to know, would the Cardinals be better or the same or worse if they had Nolan Arenado instead of Nolan Gorman?
Well, what version of Arenado?
Yeah, I mean, if the version that Arizona's getting right now, yeah, I think they'd be better. Well, really, I mean, even the version last year, the one that was healthy, because he wasn't healthy for a lot of the second half. But even the version with Arenado and his offense struggling, you're still getting excellent defensive play. So you'd be getting a better defender, and the offense, while it wouldn't be that much better with Arenado, it would still be better than Gorman. Now, this year's version of Arenado, it's a no-brainer. So, yeah, they'd probably be better with just Arenado.
Yeah.
Tough to make those decisions, but yeah.
It probably would be, but keep worrying about what Nolan Arenado was doing. Mm-hmm. It was time to move on, in my opinion.
Like, you would rather see it out with Gorman just to see, even if he fails, to just know, right? Rather than having Arenado.
Yeah, it's a total hindsight question.
And we don't know the impact on the clubhouse either.
Yeah.
I'm not saying Arenado was a bad impact at all, but he has a veteran voice, and it seems like the Cardinals really needed to get rid of all the veteran voices and let these guys create their own culture.
Yeah.
And had you had one more remaining guy, maybe it doesn't happen. And again, not because he's a bad guy, not because any of that stuff. It just, the dynamic would be slightly different.
Yeah,
I agree. Yeah, that's a good call. I understand the nature of the question, and it is a good one. But unfortunately, it is a hindsight question. And to Marsh's point, you had to figure out those questions. Now, some of you may say, "Well, Gore already knew." Okay,
no,
all right. Well, they didn't know.
I don't think anybody expected Nolan Arenado to be playing at the level that he's playing at now.
Yeah,
especially over the last couple of years here in St. Louis. And
yeah, his offense was.
He was injured or banged up or just not performing well. And you needed to know what Nolan Gorman was. I don't know. Yeah, that's my opinion.
I got you.
Still a lot of time left in the season.
True.
You never know. He could turn it around.
Mm-hmm.
Nolan Gorman?
Sure.
That's a positive spin on it.
Yep, you just never know. All right, it's Fastlane on 101 ESPN. What do you want me to say?
Do you not ever know?
No. Yes? What? Maybe.
I don't
know. All right. Boy, the Brendan Sorsby situation has really...
Wow, what situation is that?
Brendan S.,
yeah.
Lubbock, Texas.
Apparently texted in earlier. The Brendan Sorsby situation has really irked a lot of national media writers. So just how should leagues manage the sports gambling situation? That's next on 101 ESPN. This month at Auto Centers Nissan, they have over 1,000 new and used vehicles in one easy location. They're located right off 555 in Herculaneum, Missouri, just minutes from South County. That means more choices, more deals, and more ways to find the right vehicle without running all over St. Louis. And right now, new Nissan Pathfinder, Murano, and Frontier models I should have said Nissan, Rogue, Pathfinder, Murano, and Frontier models are available with 0% off for with 0% APR for 60 months. I can tell you firsthand, driving the Pathfinder has been great. I love it. I love the driving tech. I love the space for the kids, the style of it all. It checks all the boxes for our family. If you are a larger family like we have in our households, and you're looking for a ride that's going to give you that third row, still enough space to, pack up the vehicle and head out of town, or, go to the kids' sporting events, Pathfinder, highly recommended. Every new Nissan also includes their 30-day return promise at Auto Centers Nissan. The 30-day return promise is within 30 days. If you need to bring that vehicle back for any reason, they've got you covered. They'll offer you a full refund, and they'll make sure that they set you up with something else. Plus, qualified shoppers can take advantage of no payments for up to 6 months with no money down as a payment. If you're looking for used, Auto Centers Nissan is one of the largest used vehicle selections in one location with prices marked down significantly. Select used vehicles are also available with no money down and no payments for 3 months. You can shop now at AutoCentersNissan.com. When you head out to Herculaneum, tell them Stalter sent you. It's Auto Centers Nissan. Fastline on 101 ESPN. So the Brendan Sorsby situation has escalated, so to speak, because once the ruling came out yesterday, that pissed everybody off. One national media writer after another has voiced their displeasure that Sorsby, in the ruling of the temporary injunction that will cause permanent, or I'm sorry, I was going to read a headline there. Brendan Sorsby won a temporary restraining order against the NCAA that will allow him to play for Texas Tech in 2026, despite years of high-volume sports wagering and an admitted addiction to gambling and even placing bets, including 2 on negative outcomes on a team that he was on. I believe he's on Indiana at the time, and he placed 2 wagers. He claims that he doesn't remember it. Friends may have done it for him, whatever. A lot of people are ticked off, including Dan Wetzel, who, as I started to read this headline, I jumped the gun. Wetzel says, Sorsby ruling a temporary injunction that will cause permanent damage. And a lot of the themes is like, all right, they're allowing him to get away with betting on not only sports, but betting on the sport he plays.
On his team.
On his team.
In some instances.
And still allowed to play.
There's a guy, there was a guy named Pete Rose that got banned for life.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Until there was no more life.
Yes.
And here we are with this kid who's...
Yeah.
And
you can't bet on your you can't bet on your own sport. Period. Can't bet on your own sport.
Or your own team,
or I mean, definitely not on your own team. But to me, there's essentially some insider trading that it could be viewed as such.
Well, can you imagine
if you bet on table tennis, and apparently he was, like, that's one thing.
He's in the weeds. Then no judgment here.
No, well, certainly no judgment here either.
I don't.
This isn't about that. This isn't about that. This is about
placed a few bets.
Yeah.
This is about like black and white. You were wagering on your sport.
But think about the sport.
You cannot play now. You're done.
Mm-hmm. Think about the sport of football for a second. Out of all the sports, it's one of the easiest to impact from a betting standpoint. Let's say I'm an offensive lineman, right tackle, and I have a buddy of mine that put money on the guy that I'm against to get. It's 0.5 sacks. I bet the over. Mm-hmm. I just happened to go the wrong way a little bit, let him go. Also, he's got a sack. We just cashed out. Mm-hmm. Say I'm a corner. A wide receiver has a yards play or whatever it is, number of catches. You can affect that, too. Certainly the kicker can affect the game. Like, there's a lot of aspects of football that can be affected where you're looking at it and it's microscopic within the grand scheme of the game. But from a betting standpoint, it's massive. Mm-hmm. So for this guy to be betting on his own team, and did he have an impact on his teammates? Was he winning bets and paying them off? Like, how deep does this go?
He said he bet over 9,000 times and roughly $90,000, which I don't count people's pockets. I know whatever you spend and how you spend it, that's on you. But I find it intriguing that we're in this place now. Obviously, sports betting is heavy in many parts of the country and parts of the world. But if you're actually playing the sport actively and still making those bets, for me, I don't care that you bet on table tennis. Hey, go ahead, man. Knock yourself out. If you feel like you got a read on it and you want to come up, good. I have an issue with you're playing on a team and betting. Now, you could say, well, I was betting on that team to win. Cool. But that goes against all of the principles and the rules of what you are allowed to do. And the fact that these courts in Texas, they are allowing him to play. He's supposed to miss the first couple of games of the year. I think Abilene Christian and someone else. And then he's able to play. And then they're not going to have the trial until February. Mm-hmm. After the national championship game. I don't know if Texas Tech has those aspirations, but if they are and if they should, he would be there to play in that game. Yep. And it's just odd to watch all of this unfold in the way that it is.
Yeah, it's a bad look for the sport because what it essentially is saying is that he doesn't get punished for this. Yeah. That's what it's saying. Now, I'm not saying that he hasn't felt the magnitude of losing and being down and all that. That's one thing. But in terms of like the public perception here is that he is not being punished for what he did. I also saw somebody point out something really poignant too. I don't know if it was Dan Wetzel or another article I was reading. It also kind of spits in the face of an addiction, which is something that whatever that addiction is daily.
Right.
You're dealing with it daily. Mm-hmm. It doesn't really you don't really overcome it.
Yeah.
And it almost seems like Sorsby saying, well, I went to the whatever it was, the 11-week rehab for Gamblers Anonymous or whatever it was, and
I'm healed.
I'm good. I learned my lesson.
And maybe he has.
You may have learned your lesson, but
maybe he has.
A real addiction, again, is something that people deal with daily.
I would say this, though. It's also impacting Texas Tech, their university, because there are reports that some athletic departments, including Georgia and Nebraska, have officially ordered their administrators and coaches to boycott scheduling Texas Tech in any future athletic competition.
Mm-hmm.
So that also impacts the bottom line for Texas Tech. If you're missing out on opportunities and more schools feel that way, they're not going to schedule you and they're not going to play you. That's money that's going to be missed out on for those athletic programs. And we're not just talking about football.
Mm-hmm.
We're talking about all the other sports that become impacted because of one decision. And granted, football is the main driving force for revenue for most of these schools and these athletic programs, but it does and it could impact other avenues for that school specifically.
Yeah, definitely. All right, it's Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. We got the biggest question of the day coming up next.
the Fast Lane's biggest question of the day. Presented by Banner Construction, the experts in James Hardy Siding.
All right, welcome back to the Fast Lane here on 101 ESPN. Jamie Rivers, Carey Davis, Andrew Marsh. Anthony got a little mouthy in the break, so we showed his ass to the door. He'll be suspended for the rest of the day. If he apologizes later, we'll let him back in tomorrow. But it is time for our biggest question of the day. Marshy, what do we got?
All right, so earlier today, Alex and T-Bone, they brought this conversation to the airwaves, but I want to get our opinion on the matter. The Cardinals find themselves in familiar territory. Last year, through 63 games, the Cardinals were 35-28. This season, they are 35-28 through 63 games. However, their run differential last year was plus 31, where it currently sits at -2. Both teams were in second place in the NL Central. When you hear that, what comes to mind? Because when I think of this year's team and last year's team, I am so much more in favor of what I'm witnessing right now than what I did last year.
Yeah. So when you brought up these numbers to me, I was blown away. And especially with the run differential, like if we just paused last year at this time, like we'd say that was a much better team. Much better.
At least on paper,
On paper.
Yeah.
And here we are now with a terrible run differential, yet every night we're watching this team play, we're excited.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, let me ask you this question. I'll answer your question with a question, which is a terrible thing to do. But do you think, based on that information, do you think the trap door might open at some point for the Cardinals and we end up where we were last year? Like, because that was a better team on paper. Statistically, that was a better team. And here we are right now. But this feels different, but is it really? I've asked a lot of questions right now.
You did just ask a ton of questions.
It's terrible.
One thing that they brought up earlier today was the pitching. And I agree with what Alex and T-Bone were saying, that the pitching on this team, at least from the starters, is much better. Like, it feels much better. You know, the ERA, the team ERA, a little bit better.
Because you're really fast, you got that pulled up right now. What was the rotations ERA last year at this time of the year? And what is the ERA now?
At this time of the year?
Yeah, like after, I guess that might be impossible to pull up. So
nothing's impossible.
Well, nothing's impossible. I put him on the spot, Carey, you know. I'm just wondering, because based on what you just said, that you trust this pitching staff more, because, Carey, you weren't in here yet, but Marshy basically laid it out there to where at this exact time last year, the Cardinals had the exact same record. Mm-hmm. They were in second place, and their run differential was substantially better.
Okay.
But it feels different right now than it did last year. And so he talked about the pitching. He feels more confident in the pitching this year. But if we have all those stats, I'd like to know what at least a close estimate of what the ERA was last year as opposed to this year.
So at this time, I don't have it pulled up for this time, but at the end of last season, their team ERA was 4.65, according to Baseball Reference. Whereas what it is right now, it's at 4.09. So it's still in the fours.
Yeah.
But I look at like Miles Michaelis, Eric Fetty. Those guys just, for whatever reason, decided to not be good about this time last year.
Well,
I'm not getting that sense from any of the pitchers right now.
So what's today's date? June 9th?
Yes.
So at this time last year, the Cardinals were 36-30. Is that right?
Well, at this time, yes. At this time last year, 36-30, but through 63 games, they were 35-28.
Their ERA, well, okay, I would have to go back a couple of days, but it was 3.90.
Last year?
Yeah, on June 9th last year. 66 games, June 9th.
The back part of the season where the wheels fell off.
So it did fall off.
It fell off. So so back to my first question of the 17 that I've asked you now. The very first question is, do we think this is what the Cardinals are, or is the trap door still ready to open on us?
I feel more confident about this team where they are now than last year's team. I didn't have much confidence in who they were and what they were and how they were performing But this year feels different. And maybe it's because they're younger. Maybe it's because you're seeing more production from guys that, you hadn't seen it from, and you're seeing more. I think you're seeing more consistency. I think you knew what Miles Michaelis and Eric Fetty were, or what they were going to be. I don't remember what game it was. I just know the Chicago series of last year was when I was like, okay, Miles Michaelis is.
That was 4th of July, if I'm not mistaken.
That was a tough day for him.
That was a tough day for me.
Yeah.
And all Cardinal fans watching that.
That was great.
So, yeah, I think that there's more confidence in this year's team than last year. But if all things are equal at this number of games as it is, it could potentially fall off again. I just don't think it will.
Yeah, it's weird, isn't it?
The trap door could. Anything could happen, right? But, Anthony always brings up, how do you win games? How do you lose games? It feels like this team has more of an identity than last year's team. So I believe that is why I have more confidence in this team. And maybe the expectations were different last year. I can't really remember what our expectations necessarily were.
Well, we thought at this time last year they were going to be a playoff team. Like the Cardinals are a playoff team because they were sitting second. And remember last year the National League was pretty awful.
Yeah.
Nobody wanted that wild card, at least that second wild card spot. And like 5 or 6 teams were in the mix till the very end, including the Cardinals, until they literally really fell off at the end. So maybe there's that as well.
Yeah, there's just something about this team, though, where I have way more confidence that it can continue compared to last year. And obviously hindsight's 2020. We know how last year ended up working out. But you didn't have Jordan Walker hitting the way that he is hitting now.
You didn't have JJ Wetherholt.
I mean, heck, even Andre Palante is pitching better than he did last year. He was another, we brought up Eric Fetty and Miles Michaelis. Andre Palante was not good. Yeah, that's 3 starters.
He had
right
a rough
there.
finish.
Yeah,
a rough finish, which leads into why there was a collapse too last year for the Cardinals. I don't know, man. It's so tough to say because we can't predict the future. And looking back now, in hindsight, it's easy for us to recognize all the things that would go poorly or that did go poorly for the Cardinals. But again, at this time last year, we thought, it's probably a playoff team. Sorry, Carey, I'm saying someone farted in your face.
I'm looking at numbers, and it's weird because it looks like numbers last year were better than this year, maybe?
Well, the run differential is better.
Last year?
At this time.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it's weird looking at these numbers. I probably should stop. Because it's like, it's scary.
Yeah.
We got a text from the clever name texter. Last year, felt like everybody had taken a step back. This year feels like everybody has taken a step forward.
Well, yeah, and I think that's natural because Goldie was having a rough go, Arenado rough go, Miles Michaelis, like a lot of your guys who you thought were part of the core of your team were not performing well. Jordan Walker didn't play well. Nolan Gorman didn't play well. So, yes, it felt like a lot of guys took steps backwards, whereas this year, I think to your point earlier, Marshy, our expectations weren't the same. So now it feels almost like everybody's taking a step forward. Jordan Walker really has. I mean, he's going to get MVP votes at some point if he continues on this path. We think he's going to be an all-star, whether he's a starter or not, who knows. JJ Wetherholt stepped in. We had no idea what he would be, and he could be an all-star as well, could be a Gold Glove finalist. So, yeah, I think because our expectations were lower, guys have taken steps forward.
573 says, how are they in a similar position last year? I must have been in a coma. I flat out do not remember that. Yeah, they had the same record through the same amount of games.
Oh, I said Goldie, I meant Contreras. My bad, 314. On the team last year. Goldie was gone the year before. My bad.
When I was listening to BK, well, not BK, he's out of town, but Tanner and Alex, I was like, wait, what? I do remember them having like a good start to the season, but I don't remember them being as exactly the same in terms of record.
This year will be different, though, guys.
It just feels.
And that's what you're telling yourself.
Feels different.
It certainly feels.
I can't tell myself.
It feels different. I'm not going to lie, but Lisa keeps punching in on the text line that July is the month that matters.
I mean, it is.
Didn't we say that about June, too? We said, well, let's see what June does. And Flag Days, how many days away? No, it can't be that far.
5 days.
5, 6 days
4
away?
days. 6 days.
6, 7?
6 days. What is it, July 14th?
I don't know.
5 days.
No, that'd be June.
June 14th. Don't listen to me, Jamie.
I seldom do.
Well, why don't we look at
That's one of your first problems right there.
Let's look at the July schedule.
But that's one.
A lot of blue on there.
So this is the month that the Cardinals will have heading into the trade deadline, which is something that we've talked about multiple times on our show. You start July off with the Braves. You finish that series off on the road. You take on the Cubs on the road, 4th of July weekend. You then have the Brewers for 5 games. Remember, that game about a month ago got rained out. So now you're adding a game to a 4-game series at home. You have a 5-game series against the Brewers. You then take on the Braves once again at home, and then you have the All-Star break. You pick back up on the road against the Diamondbacks. You're still on the road against the Angels. You come back home against Cincinnati and Chicago, and then finish off by starting a series on the road in Toronto.
It's going to be...
That is July for you.
It's going to be... Look, baseball is baseball. I think there's a lot of winnable games on that schedule that you just went through, but they're winnable games based on what the Cardinals are doing right now.
Correct.
If the Cardinals somehow, the rotation dips, the bullpen falls asleep again, the offense goes to bed, then none of those games are easy. So anyways, it's a fun spot to be in. What do you got?
314 says, I think it's important to keep in mind what we said about the Blues at the end of last season. Playing with house money is a lot different than playing when the pressure is on. I think the same could be said for the Cardinals team this season. They began the season playing with house money. As we approach the end of the year, I believe that pressure will be getting to mount. Not saying it will, but it could change things. Just like the Blues last year, playing with house money means less.
Yeah, I would agree with that. And you have a young team. Overall, you have a young baseball team. And right now, they're having a blast. And, will things pucker up a little bit when there's 3 or 4 teams in a wild card race and now you have to win games? You can't go into a slump. You can't give up home runs. Will that change some things? It could. It could go one way or the other. Some players might elevate, some might crumble. But either way, I think it's fun that we're even having these conversations because I don't think anybody really thought we'd be having talks about the Cardinals being a playoff team or playing as well as they are when the season started. So,
isn't it great though that in a rebuild/build season, this team has put themselves in a position to play meaningful baseball games throughout the summer?
Yeah, it's fun. It's
even
awesome,
if they don't end up making the postseason.
It's awesome. And I saw a thing online today. There's a group of like 3 or 4 guys that are touring around different stadiums, and they're talking about the atmosphere in ball stadiums. And they had just come through St. Louis, and they said that the atmosphere was awesome. Very great energy in the building. Certainly the tarps off is a new fun thing, but that overall fans are having a good time. And that's when the world is right, boys. When the Cardinals are playing good baseball and fans are loving it. So. All right, Air Comfort Service text line is 314-399-9646. We're going to fill in the blank next, so send those in and we'll go over it with you right here on 101 ESPN.
Blank, 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 blank.
Fill in some blanks.
Welcome back to the Fast Lane. Carey Davis, Jamie Rivers, Andrew Marsh. We asked you for fill in the blank to the Air Comfort Service text line. 314-399-9646. Marshy, what do we got?
All right, from the 314. Blank will be the next Blues player to get a statue out front of the Enterprise Center. And the 314's pick is Kelly Chase.
Oh, wow. How do you say no to that right now? Oh, man. Yeah. It would be certainly a sentimental pick for a lot of Blues fans, alumni, current players, anybody to do with the Blues. Not going to say no to that. So, yes, I'll say yes to that. If you're looking for another player, there's two that come to mind. And one is to be determined. Like if Jordan Binnington somehow finishes his career in St. Louis, because we don't know. He's rumored, his contract is up. He'll want to play beyond what his current contract is. So who knows where he ends up ultimately. He will own almost every single record as a Blues goaltender. And he will be the starting goalie that won the Stanley Cup, the very first and only Stanley Cup so far for the Blues. So I think Jordan Binnington is a candidate. I also, and this may be unpopular, I don't really care. I also think that a nice statue of Alex Pietrangelo holding the cup over his head. We all remember that iconic video and moment, the picture where he holds it up, the fireworks are going off behind him. And he, too, is at the top of the leaderboard for almost every category to do with Blues defensemen in the history of the franchise. Those would be the two right now. Obviously, you can talk about future guys, like what is Jimmy Snuggerud? I don't know. That's too far down the road. Those would be my thoughts.
Jordan Binnington, probably, for sure. Does Chief get one?
I don't think so. Tenure not long enough.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like he won the only Stanley Cup, but his tenure wasn't long.
Yeah.
Had Joel Quenneville won a Stanley Cup here for the Blues, his tenure was 9 years, I think, as a Blues head coach. Like iconic had he won a cup, but he didn't, so nobody talks about that.
Right.
So yeah, I think that's tough.
Could you do? I'm just spitballing here. Could you do like a statue of 3 different players that were a part of that Cup team? So you have Benner.
I don't think there's any rules against it.
Like you have Benner, who is the goalie, Petro, who's the captain, and of course Ryan O'Reilly wins the Conn Smythe, which is, another first in Blues history. Yeah. But his tenure wasn't that long, but he had such an impact on that team.
I agree.
Could it be like the 3 of them in, right next to each other doing whatever? Petro's got the cup, Benner's making his iconic save, and then O'Reilly's got the
O'Reilly
the
thing. Probably for me is the bit of the curveball, just because the tenure.
You have Pat Maroon right next to him, and it's actually them on the plane after the game.
That'd be funny. I know people would love to see a Pat Maroon statue, but again, his tenure with the Blues was very short. And did he have an impact? Yeah, he did. Certainly. And God knows I love me some Pat Maroon.
Do you see statues and retired numbers as the same? Could you give one guy a statue and retire the other number? Or are they the same?
Statues.
Yeah, I think if you get a statue, your number better damn well be in the rafters.
Yeah.
But could you retire somebody's number and not give them a statue?
Yeah.
But I don't think you can give somebody a statue and not retire their number.
Correct.
Yeah, it only works the one way.
Yeah.
Where if you, for some reason, let's say you said, okay, Jordan Binnington, we're not giving him, or Petro, we're not giving them a statue, we will retire their number.
Okay.
But if you give Petro or Binnington the statue,
you have to retire the number.
You better darn well that number has to be retired first, in my opinion.
Who are the statues outside of the Enterprise Center?
Bernie Federko, which is a no-brainer.
Yep.
Al McInnes, I think, is a no-brainer. And Brett Hull, which is absolutely a no-brainer.
Okay, all 3 of those guys,
they're
Hall of Famers.
Hall of Famers, yes.
Correct. Do you think Benner or Petro will be a Hall of Famer? Or does that matter?
I don't think Benner will be. I think Petro, some of the number, I don't think he's a Hall of Famer because, one, he never won a Norris Trophy.
Yep.
But again, I think sometimes we get carried away with some of these things. It's just like Cardinals Hall of Fame or Blues Hall of Fame or Pittsburgh Steelers Hall of Fame. Sometimes we end up in the weeds again where we're looking at all the stats and numbers and the accomplishments where it's your Hall of Fame.
Right.
Like Bobby
the
Plager.
impact you had on that team while you were playing.
Yeah, and you don't have to have been the best quarterback or the best running back. Like I said before, Bobby Plager is in the Blues Hall of Fame. None of his numbers are attractive as far as like Hall of Fame and things like that. But can you imagine this franchise without him? It makes no sense.
Correct.
And so I still think even the Blues at times, they've missed a little of an opportunity for some of the guys who were role players or that had a massive impact on the Blues, whether it be playing, coaching, part of the front office. I think you reserve the right to have your own opinion on your own franchise. So if Benner's not a Hall of Famer, but you think the impact he had and you want to give him a statue, hey, let's polish that sucker up. Let's go.
314 says the Chief Gunnarsson at the urinal statue would be epic.
The urinal, the coach, that would be funny. Actually, the best thing for that would be funny to do is put that statue in a bathroom at the Enterprise Center.
That would be cool.
Where the last urinal is Gunnarsson with Chief standing there beside him. That'd be hilarious, right?
That would be funny. All right, from a 314, blank year, the Cardinals will be playing in the NLCS. So what year do you think the Cardinals, not to the World Series, but could make it to the Championship
2026.
Series?
What, Carey?
Okay. I'll go 28.
Probably 28.
But might not be baseball next year.
That's right. It's a good call, Carey.
28.
Do you think that if the Cardinals made the playoffs, let's say they're the first, let's say the playoffs started today. Let's look at the matchups here.
We're playing that game.
Let's just look at the matchups.
63 games in, we're playing that game?
We can do whatever.
We only have 100 games, 99 games left.
We can do whatever we want.
Yes, we can. Just like our statues.
All right. Cardinals are first place in the wild card.
Yeah.
So they would actually host that 3-game series.
Who would they have
They
right
would
now?
take they take on the Philadelphia Phillies, which would be hilarious because that was the last time they were in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Would they?
Yeah. So Atlanta.
First wild card plays the second wild card?
So Atlanta and Milwaukee would have the bye.
Okay.
Dodgers would be the lowest ranked division winner. They would take on Arizona, and then St. Louis would take on Philadelphia.
Well, that's a tough matchup.
You think the Cardinals can win that?
Yeah.
This version of the Cardinals?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Sure. Yeah.
And they move on. They got to take on either the Braves, Brewers, or Dodgers, however that would line up. But
That's pretty easy.
in a 5-game series.
I'd rather play the Brewers. As dumb as that might sound. But the Brewers don't
More
really have a
familiar.
great history of playoff performances right now.
Could be this year. You never know.
Yeah. Who knows? All right.
Or they could have a terrible July and miss the playoffs. Like they did last
Oh, man, Marshy. I was
He
just
did
about
it.
to end the segment, too.
He did it.
He did.
He had to throw it out there.
You asked me the question last segment.
You just
Could
threw
it
water
happen?
all over the fire. Damn it, Marshy.
Sorry. I was trying to get us to the NLCS, and apparently now I'm tanking the season.
Yeah. Well, we were having a good time here in the fast lane, but Andrew Marsh ruined it. When we come back, we'll do Bet the Board and beat the streak right here on 101 ESPN. All right, the weather is pretty outside. It means a lot of people will be thinking about selling their homes here. You got kids that need to get to new houses because school starts in a couple of months and you want to get settled in. But listing your home can be stressful. The market is shifting all the time. Maybe it's been a while since you've listed your home and you're not familiar with how things work or what the price ranges are right now. That's why you call Gloria Lou with your home sold. Guaranteed Realty. Gloria's going to help you with that. She understands the market very well. Whereas other agents sell, a few houses a year, Gloria's selling a few houses a week. She really is amazing at what she does, and she's going to get your home sold quickly. She has a buyers and waiting program. So when she sits down with you and prices your home accordingly, she's going to price it so that you make the most money but sell it quickly. How do the buyers and waiting help? There's a portion of those buyers and waiting that are ready in your price range to purchase your home. You could have offers, 2 or 3 of them quickly. Maybe you'll even get above asking price. That does happen from time to time, which is why Gloria Lou is your only choice when it comes time to sell your home. Give her a call. Tell her Jamie Rivers sent you in. Her number, 314-325-6888. That's 314-325-6888. Or you can always visit GloriaHasTheBuyers.com.
.101 ESPN Sports Center.
I'm Andrew Marsh. It's time for a Sports Center update brought to you by Universal Windows Direct. The Cardinals take on the Mets tonight. 6:10 first pitch with Dustin May on the mound. He'll face off against Freddie Peralta. Tonight on 101 ESPN, we have Game 4 of the Stanley Cup Final. Vegas Golden Knights take on the Carolina Hurricanes. Vegas leads that series 2-1. Pre-game right here on 101 ESPN starts at 6:30. Puck drop is at 7. If you have missed anything from today's show, make sure you go to 101ESPN.com or check out the free Dobbs Tire and Auto Center's 101 ESPN mobile app. Just head to the podcast page, and you'll find all of our shows there. And it's all brought to you by the Schaefer Door Company. I'm Andrew Marsh, and this Sports Center update is brought to you by Universal Windows Direct. You'll be saying, I love my windows.
I want to hit baseballs.
All of my successes depend on me.
You ready to hit?
The hits just keep on coming.
And his first big league hit is a bullet up the middle.
Welcome back here to the Fast Lane. Time for Beat the Streak. And we go up to the phone line. Our guy, Kevin. Kevin, how we doing, bud?
Good. How's it going?
I'm good, man. I'm good. Marshy, can we get a little update here, please?
Yeah, Jamie, you have a streak of 6 right now. Kevin has a streak of 3. Carey is at 1, and Anthony and I are back to 0.
Wow. All right, give me that Herrera tonight.
Come on, man.
What? You should be happy.
Oh.
What's your problem, bro?
That's where I was going.
All right, Kevin, you're up.
Yeah, I guess I would take Wetherholt. Although I got a feeling our first 5 are all going to do pretty well tonight.
All right, look at that. I like the confidence, Kev.
Give me Lars.
Lars Nutebar for Carey Davis. Andrew Marsh.
All right, I am going to go with Nathan Church. He's back, and I think he'll have a good game.
All right, and who did Anthony put down?
Oh, that's funny.
I don't think he did.
Yeah.
I think he was thinking about Melendez, MJ.
Okay.
For the New York Mets.
He does like going with the other team.
He does, especially that New Yorker in him, you know? All right, so Melendez.
MJ. Melendez.
All right, Kev, good luck tonight, man. Hopefully we're talking to you again tomorrow.
Yep, sounds good. You guys have a good night.
You too, my friend.
Thanks, Kevin.
You too.
All right, thanks. Bye.
All right, time for Bat the Board. All right, Marshy, what do we got for standings? I know that, I'm not doing very well at all.
No, you're not. You still have 0 points.
0.
San Francisco.
Yeah, go Giants.
Did not.
Pieces of.
What did you have?
I had the Giants on the money line. They're minus 149.
Oh, they lost.
They lost. Son of a.
San Diego scored the first run last night against the Reds, so Anthony did not pick up a point. Ben Rice had a nice night for the Yankees, and those Milwaukee Brewers somehow, after scoring a ton of runs, they defeated the Athletics. Did you guys see that game, by the way?
I did not see that one.
Go back and look at the score.
What happened? Was it a wild one?
Yeah, it was a wild one. It went to extras. A wild game. Like a football score.
Last night?
Boy.
Oh, yeah.
Missed it. Oh, there it is. 15-14. It's a lot of runs.
That last field goal. Won it for him.
2-point conversion at the end.
So who's up then?
All right, so our standings are I have 4 points. Anthony and Carey have 3. And Jamie, you are looking for your first point of the month. You're at 0.
It's been a tough month.
Working hard, man.
Wow. All right, so go ahead, whoever's up.
All right, so Brett Howden has points in every single game so far in the Stanley Cup Final. I need him to get 1 point tonight at minus 110. So 1 point for Brett Howden tonight.
Why is he not considered the favorite for the Conn Smythe? He's got the most points in the playoffs, right?
No, Mitch Marner has the most.
Not most points, most goals, excuse me. He has the most goals.
Yeah, he does. I think he'll be in consideration. No, Marner's just been so dominant in several different ways, you know?
All right. So. Did Anthony leave his bet?
Yeah, he did.
What did he
say again, Marshy?
He was going with Dodgers first to score. Dodgers first to score.
You want to check that, Jamie, and make sure it's...
I did. He showed me.
Oh, okay. Give me Wilson Contreras. 1.5 hits, runs, RBI.
Wow.
Minus 129.
All right. I wouldn't disclose this earlier, but I will right now. Give me the over in tonight's NHL Stanley Cup final game. It's at 5.5, minus 130. Hey, what are you guys feeling about the game tonight? Vegas, Carolina.
Give me Carolina.
Now, Carolina...
they're going to hit him in the mouth early.
Has yet to name their starting goalie.
It's Bussy.
And Rod Brindamore was asked about it, and he says, yeah, I know who my starter is. They said, well, who is it? You'll see.
It's the guy that goes out in the net when the puck drops.
And it's a little gamesmanship.
That's who my starting
I think Rod
goalie
forgetting that regardless of who starts, the analytics are already there. For the other team.
But it's kind of a shock when you see him in the net.
I don't think it is.
You say Mitch Marner didn't even know they changed the goalie last time. He might not even know till like midway through the first period that who's in goal.
You got a book on both goalies, I can tell you that right now. And in the last 24 hours, the Vegas Golden Knights have gone over both. In fact, they don't even have to go over Freddie Anderson. They know his deal.
Yeah.
So they've just focused on Bussy and his tendencies and his weaknesses, and so...
So Chris Johnston, this was yesterday. Not that that means anything, but
I saw that.
He put on X, there's no sign of Frederik Andersen on the ice for the Hurricanes practice. Brandon Bussy is in the starter's crease at practice. Now, that probably doesn't mean much in terms of who is going to start tonight, but a little information there.
It means nothing.
Does it really matter?
Well, it does in this case because one catches the wrong way. Like,
the wrong way?
The wrong way. Well, 90% of the goalies in the NHL catch with their left hand, and 10% with the right. So it's like you catch with the wrong hand. So it changes. When you're looking to shoot the puck and you're trying to score, it changes, especially for right-handed shots who are used to seeing a little more room above the glove. You're not. Now you're getting nothing but shoulder and blocker over there. You've got to change your destination. And as far as the left-handed shot, now that opens up high glove for you because that's on your strong side. It's a lot easier to stay on the strong side when you shoot the puck so you're not going cross-body at the other side of the net.
I just don't understand why they wouldn't change goalies. It's not like Brandon Bussy was terrible in the regular season. Like, he was pretty good. For a stretch there, he didn't lose a game.
Though? Who's your guy?
Well, clearly it's Anderson because that's who they started the playoffs with.
If you're going into a playoff, play your guy. You know, like that's the mentality. I would change it tonight. I think your team, but here's the thing is they're down 2-1. But they've been in there's 2 overtime games that have happened.
Right, correct.
And you came all the way back from 4-0 in the last game. So it's not like you got the wheels blown off you and you're like, we need to change the momentum of this right now. So that's a really, really interesting decision for Rod Brindamore. And I wonder how many people within his own organization he's consulted about this, what they've talked about, how many times they've gone over it, because this could be a huge decision. Because Bussy comes in, stands on his head, you might win the Stanley Cup. Anderson comes in and craps the bed, and you go down 3-1, odds are you've lost the Stanley Cup.
Well, think back to, let's keep it local here for a second. 2019, Blues tie the series. They then get blown out in Game 3 on home ice. Jake Allen comes in for Jordan Bennington.
Yeah. But there was no doubt.
There was no doubt that Jordan Bennington was going back in between the pipes.
Second half
and they won that game.
Yeah.
Game 4.
But there was no doubt at all. But
this is a different situation.
Freddie Anderson didn't have a Jordan Bennington-esque second half of his season where, before you had another, like Jake Allen was a guy that you're like, he was your guy, but he wasn't the guy. And then Bennington came in and stood on his head. It was a different situation. I'm anxious. I'm kind of excited. Vegas should have, they don't, but they should, because there's too much insider trading on this, but it'd be funny to have a player prop on which goalie starts. Kind of like the coin toss for the Super Bowl. Problem is that somebody within the organization would
make a bet.
Yeah, by the way, Uncle Bob got a couple of $100 on you.
Do you think it's Anderson, though?
I don't.
Really? Okay.
Let me know. I think it is Anderson. I wouldn't start him.
Correct.
Yes.
I wouldn't either.
Yeah. Carey?
I'm starting Bussy.
There we go. Warm up the bus, baby.
Mm-hmm. Get him going.
That's what they used to say about Jerome Bettis. Warm up the bus.
Bussy.
Warm. No, that's not what they did.
No,
We used
they
to
did
chant
call him
that,
Bussy, though.
For my junior hockey team, and we'd be playing.
Start beating people?
Yeah, Travis would say, warm up the bus. Warm up the bus. All right, it's the Fast Lane here, 101 ESPN. We'll be back to wrap up the show with criticisms, compliments, and 3 stars of the day. the end of the road here for the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. We had a lot of fun here today talking about a lot of different things, especially your Cardinals. If you missed any of that, you can always download the podcast on our 101 ESPN mobile app, brought to you by Schaefer Door Company. Criticisms, compliments. What do we got?
Criticisms and compliments. Presented by Bet365. With Bet365 early payout, you win even if they lose. Get paid out instantly when your team goes up big, even if they blow the lead later. Bet365. Winning is everything.
All right, first one comes from Curb Stomp. Today's show as a whole, Mouthy Stalter.
Oh, wow. Wow. Okay.
Was a scorching banger. Another day, another suspension. Now let's watch the Cardinals take a bite out of the Big Apple.
Like it.
Wow. Well said.
Let's do it.
Yeah, well said.
Nice.
Let's go, Cards.
The 636. I think the Fast Lane should be up for a broadcast award. It rocks.
I agree with that. That's for sure.
Text enough people.
What do they call that? A Marconi?
Oh, I don't know.
I think I heard something.
That sounds about right.
Yeah. I think somebody won one at some point.
You know these things.
We're going to text from 618. Great show today, guys. For the first time in a long time, I got to listen to the whole thing and didn't have to catch up on the podcast. This has been my office today, harvesting wheat. And it's a picture of the 618 harvesting wheat.
Very nice.
I see that. That's tedious work. Long hours in there, and you got to make sure you do it all right, straight, follow the lines. It's, yeah, I'm glad we could help out along the way.
Biscuit texted in, good show, fellas. That's all today.
Appreciate it.
All right. Biscuits and gravy.
Mm-hmm. Now, we did get a question from the 314. Jamie, do you drive your crazy golf cart in grass?
No, not really. Don't really have to. Where I live out in Cottleville, they've got the big golf cart path, and you're allowed to drive on some of the roads as long as the speed limit's not over 30. So, yeah, I don't really drive in the grass that much. Every now and then when I pull out of the old Frankie Martin's, it's easier to just pull forward through a little patch of grass onto the golf cart path. But, yeah, not too much off-road.
Would you say that getting the golf cart is one of your more important purchases when trying to get around town, at least in where you live?
Yeah, so like living in Cottleville, I absolutely wanted a golf cart. As soon as they became legal to drive in Cottleville, this is my third golf cart now. Just keep kind of upgrading.
Bragger.
As we go. When we
guys got 3 golf carts here.
No, I
just
don't have
driving them
3.
around.
So I don't have 3.
Okay, bud.
I've slowly upgraded, Gary, like a responsible adult, financially smart, you know?
I know you do.
Why would I have 3? I can only drive 1.
Exactly.
Yeah, no. And the latest one we bought because it's a 6-seater. So you can have the kids, because we had a lot of kids in the family.
Everybody gets to ride on.
Everybody gets to ride on the golf cart.
Good times, man.
It is good times. I like it.
Next time you go to Frankie Martin's, give me a shout. I'll meet you over there.
I'll text you. You probably won't answer.
If you text me at 11:58 before a 12 o'clock game, I probably ain't going to answer. I'm sorry.
It wasn't like that. That's what hurts.
Are you bringing that back up?
Yes.
It's more than once.
He tells me about once a week that I don't respond to his texts.
He was on a walk, Jamie.
I was walking.
There's no way he was walking without his phone.
I might have, if it was in my pocket.
What kind of watch is that?
It's an Apple Watch.
Does it go off and you get a text message?
Not all the time.
I watch it all the time.
Not all the time.
That thing. No.
It was in my pocket. I was listening to music. I was enjoying my Sunday morning.
And you did.
And
wanted to hurt me.
Well, speaking of which, when are they doing our show?
What's that?
We need a day off.
Yeah.
We need a day off.
Looking at the time, probably should do 3 stars.
Yeah.
I lost my time.
Time for the Fast Lane's 3 stars of the day, presented by Circus Sports. No bet fees ever with the world's largest sports book. Now at your fingertips in Illinois and Missouri.
By the way, I still vote for All-Star Week.
Oh, yeah. Hell yeah. Okay. Let's do that. Let's get that
now that
but all they'll do then is turn it into the Rizzuto Show PM. They won't talk about any sports.
Not our problem.
I think we make them talk about sports.
All right, our third star of the day goes out to Barnes and Acorns. That is what Jerry said. Said something like that at the end of the Gauntlet today.
They said squirrels and acorns.
I thought it was Barnes and Acorns.
I said a squirrel, blind squirrel. Jerry.
Yeah,
I don't beat you in the Gauntlet.
What did he say again?
I don't know. We'll have to go back and listen to it.
A boar?
A barn.
Barn
no,
squirrels.
It's a boar.
Oh,
Is it a barn squirrel?
I thought he said squirrels. Blind squirrels.
No, I said that. Even a blind squirrel finds a nut.
I thought that's what he said.
Second
star. Acorn.
Second star of the day goes to Dylan Gabriel for finally changing his number.
Did he change it?
And our first star of the day goes out to the Chief and Gunnarsson urinal statue.
Yeah, make it happen, Blues.
There we go. All right. Thank you so much for your participation and listening today. We'll be back here tomorrow. We'll have Anthony back with us. At least we think so. Until then, have a great night. Enjoy the Stanley Cup final game right here on 101 ESPN.